Yo, this is a state of emergency. Check. I need all my Knicks fans right now to grab your jerseys, your popcorn, your sodas, whatever you gotta do to get ready for this game. I don't care if you're a cheerleader, an athlete, a couch potato. We're here to restore the feeling. How you say from New York what I say from New York? Hey, yo, let's go, Knicks!
Hey, yo, I bring that New York energy. Talking 42nd Street. Alley hoop finger roll. Ain't nobody checking me. Crossover through the legs. Step back, hit a three. Still up in the hood, but got big baller tendencies. She just trying to get flued out to John Kennedy. Just to see the Knicks play. Make a couple memories. New York, if you ain't from here, don't pretend to be. And if you ain't rocking with the Knicks, you an enemy. Yeah, look at us. Whole city is wild. This is New York. Why y'all ever counted us out? Any game we attend, yeah, we taking it now. Fast break on the court, all up and down. Lead a garden in the pigsty. Yeah, we get it on this side. Bacon, egg, and cheese or the lobster mac with the ribeye. Either way, we winning the overtime if we get tired. Get it with the team, yeah, that's just something we live by. Hey, yo, first quarter in, we gon' turn it up. Gotta warm up first, then we taking it dub. By the third quarter in, no, they ain't catching up. Gotta stay in the lead before that shot clock buzz. If the Knicks get a win, we gon' do it again. Make the finals once before, we gon' do it again. Bounce back in the fourth, we gon' do it again. It's been a while since the chip, but we gon' do it again, yeah.
Yo, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Yo, put your hands up. If you from New York, put your hands up. Yo, look, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Look, put your hands up. Hey, yo, New York City, put your hands up. Sky, baby.
What up? What's going on, boys and girls, men, children, women of all ages, everybody who's out here? Welcome to the Church Guys Sports Show for the 16th of July, 2024. We're here and you're there. It's another Tuesday night. And so let's get into it as we prepare let's roll into the Church Guys Sports Show podcast. So let's do like we always do. We need you to like, share, tag, and comment. We want you to like the post, get the algorithm moving, like the post on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, share the post out, tag somebody who you know is a sports lover in the post as well. We excited. What's going on, Willie Green, my dude? What's going on, family? Good to see you. In the chat. We definitely gonna get into this conversation today. We got a lot to unpack and a lot to talk about. So let's go on and tag some folks in here as we prepare to get into the conversation for today. As Bishop J Mac joins us, Bishop LB won't be joining us tonight. He's in the studio doing work on what will be his final studio album as L Butler, the rapper. I'm excited about it. I'm a little mad at him because I'm like, you want to work on Tuesday night? Like, bro, you know we got the podcast. And the way our group chat has been on fire for the last week, everybody needs to be on this broadcast tonight. Everybody needs to be here. Everybody who's in that group chat needs to be here tonight because we got to air some stuff out. So I'm waiting for Keisha Carter to bring herself on tonight as we welcome in Bishop J Mac. J Mac, what's going on?
What's happening, man? Down here in the GA, it's hot as I don't know what, but I'm here.
Listen, it got up to 100 today in Richmond. I was like, yo, this is not okay.
Yeah, and you know I'm further south than you, so you already know.
Yeah, so you's like 110.
Listen, but I'm here, and yeah, you're right. I especially want that Keisha Carter on here. I'm ready.
Right.
I am locked and loaded.
Willie said it got up to a 101 in Queens. Willie said, I'm waiting for my group chat invite. The group chat is with the host of the show. So this is where we put the stuff together for the different podcast episodes before we get on. And, you know, some topics came up during the course of the week. And there are a lot of opinions. There are a lot of opinions about some of the things that are being discussed and that we are discussing as Keisha joins us. Keisha, I'm going to give her a chance to get her bearings real quick. New York Knicks today played their second summer league game. in the Vegas in the important summer league, because there are some others, but in the NBA's Vegas summer league that all 30 NBA teams are invited to. Knicks lost today to the Brooklyn Nets by a count of 92-85. It was a spirited back and forth. I did get to see a couple minutes of it. Tyler Kolek shot 3 of 8 from the floor. That was the Knicks' 34th pick in the draft in the second round. He had 6 points today, 7 assists, 2 rebounds. Another solid game from Tyler Kolek as he continues to find his footing. It looks like they're showcasing Dwayne Washington Jr. in Summer League. He seems to be the focal point of the offense. He followed up his 26-point game the other day with a 21-point game today. Jacob Toppin had 5 points today. Rokas Jabaitis came off the bench. And here's the problem, J-Mac, and you'll appreciate this as a Knicks fan. You know, I've been a fan of Rokas since I first saw him in person 3 years ago at the Summer League. I said, this kid's going to be really good. But Tyler Kolek is making it so he can't even get on the floor. Tyler Kolek, he played 30 minutes. He played 30 minutes. Jabaitis only got 14 minutes today. He shot 2 of 4, which was fine. He shot 50%, but his minutes have been cut because Tyler Kolek.
Because you're dealing with a floor general. You're dealing with a floor general, and when somebody is a floor general and you put trust in them to run the show, it's going to be hard for anybody to get him off the floor because he's not making many mistakes.
That is absolutely true. So Knicks fall to 0-2. Again, it's Summer League. I'm not looking at wins and losses. I'm looking to see development of some of our young players. Our first round draft pick, Pakum Diate, did start as well. I just had his numbers up. I just lost them that quick. Let's see if I can get these numbers back up. Okay, it's acting crazy, but I think he had like 8 points today as well. He was the first round pick of the New York Knicks. Yeah, Willie, the group chat is for hosts of the show. So unfortunately, I can't put you in the group chat. I cannot put you in the group chat. Overseer Jason Hendrickson, who officially will become overseer this week. We're excited. Grateful for my brother. We tease and we go back and forth all the time. You know, when it comes to basketball, whatever. But we are godly proud of you, man. We're excited for your next and your elevation.
Absolutely.
Some of us.
He's being nice, Keisha. He said,
Oh, okay, my bad.
Oh my God. Stop it. Stop it.
We didn't even get started yet.
No, she already acting up. Willie Green said, Knicks looking for youth to upgrade that bench. There's no need to look for youth to upgrade.
We gonna get to our Knicks because
we gonna talk about that first and get that out of the way. But the Knicks don't need to look to youth. The team is young. Oldest guy on the team is 29.
What do they need to look for?
Which is Julius Randle. Julius Randle's the oldest guy on the team, 29.
I mean, the funny thing is, you know, in previous years, we looked at the Summer League, and I'm sure you will appreciate this and agree as well, J-Mac, and you too even as well, Keisha. In previous years, we looked at the Summer League and as far as looking at players who could come in and contribute immediately to our Knick roster. I don't have that urgency this year. I'm just looking for the kids to develop. Let me see what they look like. Let me see what they need to work on because they're not playing. I mean, barring ridiculous injury, they're not playing because this team is deep.
And we made it deeper this week.
Right. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment.
Yes.
Depth got a little deeper with the addition of Cam Payne, stolen from the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm excited about that. So listen, Philadelphia tried to retool. New York said, hey, wait a minute. And Kyle Lowry felt kind of salty. It was interesting. Somebody made a joke. He was on a golf course playing at a charity golf event this past week, and he was getting ready to tee off, and they were introducing him. And the host made the joke about him not wanting to join the Villanova Knicks. Kyle Lowry turned, looked at him, and said, hey, they didn't want me. So maybe Lowry wanted to be here with the Villanova Knicks.
Listen, I would have, and you know how I feel about Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, I would have taken Kyle. If they had announced the sign of Kyle Lowry, I would not have been upset with that at all.
Yes, because he's a dog.
I would not have been mad at all.
Yeah.
But getting Getting campaign is again, you only need someone that's going to spell Brunson 10 to 12 minutes a night. And quite honestly, I'd have been fine with Deuce and Tyler Kolek. And just for the record, there's been a lot of talk about the Deuce situation because people feel like this campaign signing wasn't a good idea because now it's going to push Deuce out. That is not essentially true. The Knick brass actually views Deuce McBride as an off-the-ball guard who can handle the ball. You're going to see Deuce alongside Cameron Payne in the Knicks' smaller lineups this year. That's what you're going to see. So that's really going to be scary in terms of that second unit because you could potentially, if you want to go small and put three guards out there, you're going to see Cam Payne, Deuce McBride, Dante DiVincenzo, and or Josh Hart, and those guys, they're gonna guard you for 94 feet, and then all of them can shoot you out of the gym.
And Josh Hart is going to get you double-digit rebounds. So
right.
You're not losing anything on the boards by putting Josh Hart in the lineup. Everybody, they're small. Let's not forget, Josh Hart led the playoffs until he got knocked out in rebounding. He was the lead. He led the playoffs in rebounding. So, Knick fans, let's relax on we need bigger. Yes, we do need another center, I think.
We need a center.
Yeah, we need a center. But rebounding, we're going to be okay with Randall and Mitch and Josh Hart. Josh Hart is going to give you at least 8 to 10 rebounds. He's going to give you that just by luck.
Willie says he doesn't like that pickup, and he believes teams are going to dare Cam to shoot that, and that might be iffy. Cam is enough of a shooter, though, that he can keep you honest. Again, we're not talking – this is not the guy who is slotted in as our backup point guard. The guy who slotted in is essentially Deuce McBride. Cam just allows you to give teams a different look. So that as a depth move, see, he signed for the veteran minimum, $3.1 million. So you got to remember, this wasn't a move as in, this is somebody that was going to be put in place to be one of the key cogs.
And it's a one-year deal.
But again, God forbid there are injury issues. You've got a serviceable point guard who can come in and play if Deuce goes down, if Jalen goes down. God forbid either of them do. You've got a serviceable point guard in Cam Payne who has played big minutes with the Phoenix Suns, played big minutes with Mikal Bridges when they were out there challenging, playing for Monty Williams, and they were growing that team out there. Played big minutes for Philly last year. So again, this is another playoff-tested veteran pickup more than anything else. This is a bolster the bench move. And now, really, this is a good take here. So this might be a quick flip and trade deadline vet for vet. Absolutely. If there's a situation at the trade deadline where the Knicks need another quality veteran, you've got a quality veteran that you can flip for another quality veteran if need be at the trade deadline. So, again, great move. In Leon, we trust at this point. In Leon Rose, we trust. He has not in the 4 years he's been in charge, he has not made a bad move yet. He hasn't even made a poor move. Now, granted, the move last year with Burks and Bogey didn't pan out the way we thought that it would, but it was still a good move. So he has not made a bad move yet. So it's going to be interesting to see what you got to say, Overseer Jay. Trying to behave the devil. Let me be nice, even though she wearing green.
It's actually not green. It's actually not green. But carry on.
What is that? Yellow?
Yes.
It does look.
That's neon. That's neon yellow. That's not. That's not green.
Yeah,
but I have to back my sis up on that.
Good try.
So speaking of the depth on the New York Knicks, and how they've bolstered it. It all started with the man that I'm calling a captain. I know they haven't officially had a captain since Patrick Ewing, but I'm going to go ahead and call him the captain because he's leading like one. The captain, Jalen Brunson, who did something unprecedented this week. In a world where, especially in the NBA, everyone is about securing the bag, getting as much money as they possibly can. 2 years ago, we saw Jaylen Brown get over $300 million from the Celtics. And, hey, he got all of it. And this year, he earned every dime. Again, no disrespect to Jaylen Brown at all. We saw his teammate at the end of the playoffs this year, after finally securing that elusive championship. Jason Tatum got his $300 million bag. Kudos to them for getting their bag. But here's the interesting thing about it, because everybody's getting mad at the fact that Jalen, quote unquote, took less, more, whatever. 3 years, the 4 years, $156 million is still nothing to sneeze at. It's still nothing to sneeze at. I just want to be clear on that. $35 million a year. But, yes, he could have signed for $269 million for 5 years had he waited till next year. But people are missing the point of what he was doing. And I'll even use Jason Tatum as the example here. Jason Tatum didn't get his $300 million till after he won his championship. Let that sink in for a second. Jason Tatum got his $300 million after he won his championship. Now, this is the thing this is those of us who do more than just are more than just casual fans. And Willie's already starting in the chat. You're absolutely right, Willie. I'm gonna get to your comment in a second, because you're on point. You're right where I'm going with it. Jalen Brunson, by taking the 4-year deal, because of the new CBA, he gives the Knicks back some flexibility to ensure that the team that he has pledged long-term to is going to be able to compete for years to come. He's not thinking, oh, let me just get mine. He understands that if I win a championship, just one, in New York, I'm the king of the basketball world, period. And we all know that's a true statement. You win in New York, and it has come out that he has looked at Tom Brady, who took less to ensure that New England would be able to continue to compete. He looked at Derek Jeter, who, when they got A-Rod, Jeter was eligible for an extension as well. A-Rod got $300 million. Jeter went to George and only took $189. You know what that turned into? CC Sabathia. It turned into Mark Teixeira. It turned into
2009
it turned into a world championship. They were able to get players that allowed them to remain competitive. This is what Jalen Brunson did. But again, smart business move. By taking the 4-year deal now, there's an opt-out after the 3rd year, which then hopefully by then the Knicks will have won his championship. But just based on current numbers, obviously with the escalator clause of the CBA and the salary cap, that number is going to go up. But just based upon this year alone, in 3 years, when he opts out of the $156 million deal at the end of 3 years, he's going to be able to get a 5-year deal worth $323 million. So he's going to get the bag now. He's going to win a championship and get the bag later. Brilliant business move, especially when, and listen, Jalen Brunson they keep saying Jalen Brunson believes in betting on himself. He has bet on himself every step of the way. And guess what? He hasn't crapped out yet. He ain't been wrong yet.
Proves it every time.
There's going to be some deals in the next couple of years. We're going to see a $400 million NBA contract.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Under this new deal. People don't understand that. We're going to see a 400, possibly a $500 million.
And if the Knicks win the championship, it's going to be Jalen Brunson.
Oh, it's going to be Jalen Brunson.
And that's what I'm saying. So these guys that's talking and saying get the bag, it's because they don't understand the CBA. If they understood the CBA, you would understand that Jalen Brunson is still going to get paid, and he's going to get paid even more. But he's taking a good amount now. He's going to let everybody eat on his watch. Again, classic example of Tom Brady. Tom Brady didn't just do it; he did it for years.
For years,
he did it for years. He didn't take big money. And all of a sudden now Jalen Brunson does it. And again, anytime the Knicks do something or a Knicks player does something, it's always the opposite. It's always the worst thing in the world is, but we ain't never heard of nobody else doing it until a Knick does it. I just don't understand it, y'all. I don't get it.
And Kevin Lewis Sr. said they will extend him before the 4th. Yep, at the end of that 3rd year
They're
when that
gonna
opt-out
extend
happens.
him.
Should he remain injury-free? That's the only gamble. TV money will be even bigger by the yes. And that's exactly the
what
point.
I'm saying.
This money gonna be so crazy. And if the Knicks win in this 3-year span, he's getting he's gonna be the first $500 million man in the NBA.
And he's gonna get a $500 million contract. These guys don't even understand how much money this deal is gonna open up. You know, I know we didn't put it down as one of the things we're gonna talk about. I guess we can talk about it next week.
Just go on with
it. Dolan needs to keep his mouth closed. You've been doing good, Dolan. Why are you writing a letter to the NBA complaining about? Did you hear about that?
Yes, I read a statement yesterday. I read a statement yesterday.
Why are you doing this, man? That's why we can't win, because you keep opening your mouth.
All he needed to do was just stay quiet.
Yes. What did he say?
Basically, he's complaining about the revenue sharing, which I understand. And not for nothing, in the days of George Steinbrenner, when the baseball was going to a similar model, when they were going to the whole luxury tax thing with revenue sharing, George Steinbrenner was vehemently opposed to it as well, which is why, because George has always been of the edict and the mindset of, listen, we're a big market team. We spend big money, so whatever we make should belong to us, and that's it. And I understand that and respect that. But then you have smaller market teams, and it's more prevalent in baseball than any place else, where you've had small market teams that will get their revenue sharing from the pool, and then the owners will put that money in their pocket. They don't put it back into the team. And then the team is terrible again year after year. But Dolan, we don't have that problem in basketball or in football, which is what he compared it to. He was like, we're becoming like the NFL. Yes, and this is why the NFL is America's sport right now. Because
it's a $9 billion operation.
Right,
Billion.
because at the beginning of every season, unless teams are absolutely terrible, which is rare in the NFL, everybody's got a shot because of parity. Parity makes the game interesting, which brings more eyeballs. It steers jersey sales. It creates more money for everybody. And Dolan is missing the point. I get it. You're in New York. You're in the biggest market. You want to be the man, but you're going to continue to be the man. You own probably the most valuable franchise in the NBA.
And the most valuable building in the NBA.
You own the most valuable arena in the world.
But you saying that is not helping at all.
No, because they already hate the Knicks. That's the thing. They already don't. The league already does not like the Knicks. And then you go in there and you do this. Yes, you need to keep your mouth closed. Let Leon Rose cook. Let him do what he do. Just roll. Nobody else said nothing but him. He had to open his mouth.
Go with your band and make some music. Go do that. Go
out to Vegas and go hang out in the Sphere.
Go hang out at the Sphere. You're right. Go run the Sphere right now. That's all you should be worried about. Running your new building, which is you did a great job with that too.
And it's making buku money out there. Right. I was there last year.
You don't have no time to talk. You printing money right now, James Dolan. What are you talking about? You are printing money.
I don't get it. I don't get it, man. This is why it's so hard to be a Knicks fan.
You making so much money that your basketball team doesn't need a uniform sponsor. Every other team has a uniform sponsor in the NBA except the New York Knicks. Why do I say the Knicks don't have one? Because the Sphere is the Knicks uniform sponsor. You're printing so much money that you didn't need nobody. You said, I'm gonna sponsor my own team.
It's like New York City Transit. I used to work for them, right?
Right.
It's like New York City Transit. They're self-insured. Why? Because they're printing money. They don't have an insurance company to insure their buses. They're self-insured. And that's the same thing with the Knicks. He's self-sponsored. You don't need anybody else because you're making so much money. You don't need any help. Be quiet.
Bishop Al Jackson about Jalen Brunson says, where's he giving his tithes? Right. One of us need to go witness to Jalen.
I need to become the team chaplain.
The chaplain. We need to go get down in the garden and talk to some people because
I'm telling you,
each of us
we want to pray for you.
Like we don't even they don't even have to all go to one church. Each one of us could take a starter.
I'll
take Josh Hart. I'll take Jalen. I'll take Mikael. I'll take any of them. I'll take Julius. Nobody don't be wanting Julius. I'll take Julius Randle.
Yeah, I'll take Julius. Julius is cool with me.
I'm good with Julius Randle. My cousin, Chris, what's going on? Christopher Lodeholt, what's going on, my cousin? He said JB knows how dynasties are built. That's right. He studied how dynasties are built, and as a result, he's trying to do that in New York, and I respect it. And no, he's not crazy. He's betting on himself. And, you know, I'm going to say it. I don't care who don't like it. You know, what kills me is most of the people who are here talking, well, he should have did this. That you say that because you ain't never had nothing.
Amen, Walls.
What?
I got to go there, Keish. I'm sorry.
You going there today?
You ain't never had nothing. So you see all of this money, and all of a sudden now you're like, oh, well, the money is not the motivating factor for everybody. And here, let me tip you to something, a spiritual principle. The love of money is the root of all evil. If you chase money, you'll never find true happiness.
You lose
And
the
you'll
whole
never
purpose.
find it because
You
money
lose the
won't find
whole-
you.
You're
Right.
missing the purpose.
Money finds you when you're doing your purpose.
You don't have to chase it because when you're doing your purpose, money will find you.
That's it.
You don't have to chase money because money will find you. Finances will find you. Riches will find
Yes.
you. Blessings will
find you.
if you're in the will of God. You don't have to chase money. You don't have to follow. It will find you. You'll be sitting there and and money will find you.
Jalen Brunson is fulfilling his purpose, and money is finding him.
Yes.
And it's going to keep finding
Just look how many commercials this guy is on now in the New York area.
Billboards.
He's on TV now. He's making money.
He's not gonna miss anything. I'm telling you, he's not gonna miss anything. He's doing what he needs to do. He's on the TV screen. He's on the bill. When I went to the city, I saw Jalen Brunson. When I went to the city on the billboard.
Jersey sales for Jalen Brunson are through the roof. He's in the top 20 in jersey sales now.
And his podcast is jumping off. You see, they're getting ready to do a block party out there in
the Roommates podcast is doing big things. They're not just doing that for fun. Yes, you can tell they love what they're doing, but that's just it. They're in their purpose, and they picked up sponsors. Those sponsors are paying them to do that podcast. That's what I'm trying to do with ours. But
they having their block party in September.
September. Yep. In September.
They're doing a block party. When was it? In Bryant Park?
Bryant Park. Yep.
Yeah.
I might have to make my way to the city for that. I'm going. So the Roommates podcast is doing great. Josh launched his own wine company. Like these guys, they're living their purpose, and this all happened because they're in the right place, living out their God-given purpose, and most importantly, they're not chasing money. Josh Hart signed for less money. Dante DiVincenzo signed for the mid-level last year. Jalen Brunson came here for $20 million a year when he had, quite honestly, a larger offer on the table from Dallas, but chose to come to New York and bet on himself because New York was willing to go the extra year. Dallas only wanted to give him 3 years. New York gave him 4. He bet on himself, and he hasn't been wrong yet. It's not about the money. Yes, Kevin Lewis, shut up, Dolan. We're all in agreement with that.
Yes.
Here's your Clipper buddy, Donald Corey Ballard.
Be quiet.
Come on, the Knicks are doing so well. Why are you messing this up right now? Be quiet, man. Nobody else, no other owner, as far as I know, no other owner did what he did and start chirping about this deal. He's the only one.
I'm sure.
And I mean, at the end of the day, how much more money do you need? First of all, you playing with daddy's money as it is. Because Charles Dolan is the real brain trust behind it. Because Charles Dolan was the CEO of Cablevision until he passed it down to his son.
Yeah, now Optimum. Yeah, he still got Optimum. He still got the Garden. He got the Knicks. He got the Rangers. He got the Sphere. Come on, man. Gosh. Can we eat? Can we just enjoy a championship? We ain't getting none of the money. Can we at least get a championship? Can you close your mouth so I can see a championship in my lifetime?
And here's one a lot of people don't know about. You know, the Forum in Los Angeles still exists.
Right. In Inglewood, yes.
MSG owns it. Yes. Oh. He's printing money. There's nothing for you to say. When I looked that up and I found out MSG Holdings owns what used to be the Great Western Forum. MSG Holdings owns the Forum in Inglewood.
So he got a building on the East Coast,
building on the West Coast,
and 2 buildings on the West Coast.
Well, that's
one.
I need to be.
One on the Strip in Sin City.
I need to be in Dolan's face.
Yo, that sphere is something. I'm telling you,
it is. That's an amazing building.
That sphere is. I was out there when they did when they had the Grand Prix out there, and they made the feature to a racetrack. Yeah, yo, that thing. I'm telling you, that sphere. Yeah,
they're going back. The Grand Prix is coming back in November. They said.
Yes.
They're bringing it back in November.
They just took it down enough to make the traffic go. Then they're gonna close the street down again for a couple
and do it all over again. Yep.
That's it. Yep.
Donald Corey Ballard says we should take Kawhi. We don't want Kawhi, Corey. You can have it.
I'm so glad he's on here.
Uh-oh.
Who wants him?
We don't want Kawhi. No, thank you.
Who wants him? Who wants him?
So Ballard, how about those Clippers now? You still think they winning a chip? Still think they winning a chip? Still think the Knicks is worse than the Clippers?
They could win a chocolate chip.
Right. You still vanilla chip.
You want one tonight. You want one.
Listen. You still think the Knicks are worse than the Clippers? They talking about trying to get rid of Kawhi now.
Sure is.
It's time for the Clippers to blow it up. There's nothing left out there. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad they didn't give PG that max contract he wanted. He didn't deserve it. I don't think that was a bad idea. I am a little shocked at the fact that they didn't want him so badly that they wouldn't sign and trade him. Like they're like, listen, we'll let you walk away for nothing. That's how much we don't want you.
But you got to look at the damage Kawhi Leonard has done. Kawhi Leonard has essentially set the LA Clippers back 10 years.
Absolutely.
Perkins said it today. He set them back. He demanded that they get PG. Mm-hmm. He demanded it. And then they trade picks and essentially trade SGA. Mm-hmm. The Clippers had SGA, Keith. Mm-hmm. They had SGA.
And now SGA is leading the Thunder to being one of the top seeds in the Western Conference.
They gave up SGA.
Yep, they had.
So
they
could
not
get Paul George.
Not
That's
essentially
basically what they did.
Not essentially. They had SGA.
They had him, and they traded him with picks.
They traded him with they drafted SGA and then traded him with the picks to Oklahoma City for Paul George.
So they mortgaged their whole future on Kawhi and PG. Now PG is not there. He's gone. He's left. And now Kawhi can't play on Team USA because he hurt. And now they don't know what they're going to get with him next year. And team out west is
you're stuck with Russell Westbrook and James Harden.
They're not going to get nothing from Kawhi next year. Watch.
Kevin Darnell Lewis says, yeah, sure, take Kawhi at a steep discount. I don't want Kawhi in a Knicks uniform.
I don't want him here.
Nobody doesn't want him.
He wouldn't survive in New York. Y'all know that.
Oh, no, absolutely.
The media would destroy him. He would get destroyed here.
He'd get booed the moment he missed 2 games.
Yes. He would be destroyed. New York ain't having that with him playing 15 games a year.
This is the one place where you can't load manage.
No.
It's too many. Can't load manage in New York.
You got too many corporations that got tickets. You got too many business power dinners or power lunch coming to the Garden where deals are made right there at the game.
Right.
You got to have the prime talent on the court.
You know, the companies own season tickets to the Garden and they wine and dine clients at Madison Square Garden at Knicks games.
In the luxury boxes. Yep. You got to have.
I know. I hang out with them on Christmas Day. It's nothing but money up there. And those people don't play.
The Chase Lounge? Come on.
Yes, Keisha, you can come next year.
Okay. You said money.
Keisha won't go where the money at.
Listen, the Clippers are not better than Denver. The Clippers are not better than Phoenix. The Clippers are not better than I won't even put them over the Houston Rockets right now. I think the Houston Rockets are better than the Clippers right now.
They might be.
Okay? Yeah. I just named 3 teams right there that's better.
Bishop.
But he's not lying. I mean,
I'm not lying, Key.
Minnesota's better than them.
Minnesota's better. Come on, name them.
Oklahoma City is clearly better than them.
Oh, Oklahoma is definitely better.
OKC, Minnesota, Denver. That's 3 teams right there that the Clippers are not beating in a playoff series. If
Phoenix.
they even make it.
And
Phoenix, they're not
even with all the problems that Phoenix has, Phoenix.
They're not better than Phoenix. That's 4.
Yeah, no, they're not beating them.
That's 4 teams right there.
No.
Come on.
They're not beating them. They definitely ain't beating the Warriors.
I think the Warriors are better than them. The Warriors are better than the Clippers right now.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. Yes, Kevin Lewis. Yeah, JB was at SmackDown the other week. But yeah, again, even with that, SmackDown was at the Garden.
That was so
Triple
fire.
H went and got JB to come be a part of one of the storylines. Like, he's everywhere right now.
And they brought what's his name from Indianapolis up in there.
From the Indian Pacers, yeah, the dude.
Halliburton.
The point guard. Yeah.
Halliburton. Yeah. And he did Halliburton 317 instead of 316.
Yo, Jalen Brunson cooked him about that. He was like, I looked at that shirt and I was like, Tyrese, what are you doing? Like,
he said, you don't have your own idea?
But that's the funny thing. But then you turn around and the Jalen Brunson t-shirt is on the WWE shop. I'm like, yo.
Hand over fist.
Marketing.
He's making money other places.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. He's making money everywhere.
And that's how the WWE machine works. Like with the talent, if you're the likeness on the shirt, you get a percentage of those sales. So
absolutely.
Dude, it's just JB printing money. That 113 ain't hurting him.
And I think what the Knicks might do, like they did in the 90s, they had co-captains. They had Ewing and Oakley with Coles. They'll probably make
Randall and Brunson.
And Brunson as the Coles. That's what they'll do. If they go that route. And I have no problem with it.
Yeah, I've got no problem with that. I think it's time to go back to that, honestly.
Yes.
I do think it's time to go back to that. That's a huge deal. Yes, Sam Jennings, the Forum is a landmark. Yeah, Corey, so all you can do is laugh because the Clippers they done, man.
Joke. They done. They done.
Al Jackson says Kawhi comes with a disabled list attached.
Yeah, and that's why he can stay right out there in LA. He can stay right there.
You gonna be nice because I don't know. You don't have to be nice. You can. Corey, you can talk your talk. That's what we do. You already know.
What did he say?
One of us. He says, I'm going to be nice because I don't know the young lady on the panel.
Let him know.
This is Keisha Carter. She's a former college ball player in her own right.
She's a co-host.
She's one of our co-hosts, and she's very knowledgeable in the world of sports. So, not for nothing, if you saw our caption, she was starting most of the firestorm that was in our chat this week.
Yes. Breathing fire.
I think every week.
She starts
the fire. Every day, every week.
And then she get on me like, you be starting. I'm like, I don't start nothing. Now I might kindle the fire a little bit.
Exactly.
I might
do. Fight.
But I don't start the fire. I don't start the fire. I don't start it. Listen, if you're gonna fight, I'm gonna sit and watch. That's what it's here for. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. And yes, Orlando, he got a bag. $156 million is not a little bit of money. It's not like they paid him $5 million a year. $35 million a year.
Just think, Jordan was signing 1-year contracts for $33 million.
You're right, Corey. SGA wasn't the same player because we didn't know what he was going to be yet. Remember, SGA was was going into his second year. They traded him after his rookie season. They traded him after his rookie year, and
whose fault is that?
Again, he went to Oklahoma City. He found this place and stepped into what he was going to become, which was a superstar.
Well, you got to blame the Clippers management and the Clippers hierarchy for not knowing who they had.
Sam Jennings said, "This is another episode of Clip." If y'all haven't had the chance yet, go on the Hulu and check out the Donald Sterling story entitled "Clipped." It's the story of the whole issue with Donald Sterling and the comments he made that were recorded by
the young lady
his mistress, V. Stiviano. And Lawrence Fishburne is making me laugh as Doc Rivers. It's hilarious. check out Clipped if you get a chance. It's on Hulu. The first 6 episodes are on there of the series. If you were a fan of the Lakers series that was on HBO, you'll like Clipped as well. So check it out if you get a chance on Hulu. So Kevin Darnell asked who do we need, the Knicks? Who do we need to round out the roster? J-Mac, I'll let you touch that.
We need a center. We've been looking at the kid from Utah, but Danny Ainge he wants to charge a king's ransom, and the guy's not worth all of those. He wants 2 first-round picks. Not happening.
Walker Kessler?
That's what he wants. Yes. He wants 2 first-rounders.
Well, he got 6 for Rudy Gobert, so I mean.
Actually, didn't he get 7 or 8? Didn't he get like
7 or 8?
Yeah, he got like 7 or 8 for him.
For Rudy
Gobert.
That's
Rudy Gobert, But he wants 2 first-rounders. We're looking at the kid from Houston also. I would rather him.
I'll take
one?
The singing but I don't think Ime Udoka wants to part with him though.
Yeah. But
he's been really good he's been really good for Houston.
How tall is he?
7 feet.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's a legit
7-footer. Yeah,
he can move,
and he can spread the floor. He can shoot.
And he can pass. He did this behind the back bounce pass.
He as good as Isaiah Hartenstein was. Singen is probably a more athletic Hartenstein.
Yes.
Ooh, that'd be good for y'all.
Had more heart. He had more heart and hustle. This guy has more skill.
Oh, that'd be good for y'all though.
Absolutely. Listen, as a backup center, absolutely.
Listen, it might be the starting center if you come here and put
him on
the bench.
I mean that is absolutely a great option. There is still also Precious Achiuwa, which is an option to bring back as well.
And they've been and the Knicks are they've been in contact with him. So they have not broken contact with Precious, and no one has tried to claim him yet. So Precious is still sitting there as a free agent.
I believe he's restricted. No, he's not restricted because the Knicks renounced his rights, so that they could get under the first apron. So he's an unrestricted free agent. So I mean, I don't know why, and he played well for us last year. I don't know why no one has even taken a chance on him. I mean, he's a bit undersized at center, but he's serviceable. The biggest issue for the Knicks is, if we could guarantee that Mitch was going to be able to stay on the court, I'd just say sign Precious up and let's go.
Yes.
But you got to have another legit big man in case Mitch breaks down. And, it's hard. But, hey, Kevin Lewis says the Clippers may not even beat Golden State for a play-in. That's true.
No, they're not going to make the play-in. I'm telling you.
I was going to say that.
Boston, Philly, Cavs.
Go ahead, Keith.
I was going to say exactly what you just said. They're not going to even make it into the play-in at all. So we can just scratch that out right now. They're not making that far.
Donald Corey Ballard said Boston, Philly, Cavs. We were talking about the Western Conference, so I'm not even sure why you're bringing up Eastern Conference teams.
I know why he's bringing it up because he don't want to talk about his team.
Boston, Philly, and the only team that based just roster wise right now that are on this equal level, the Knicks and Celtics are 1 and 2. The Knicks and Celtics are 1 and 2 roster wise,
and then everybody else.
And then it's everybody else. Again, we haven't tossed the ball up, so we'll see once the season starts. But just based upon how their rosters are built, the Knicks and Celtics are 1 and 2 right now. Philly, they added some more. They added a third person to a big 3, but you added a 34-year-old injury-prone forward. You got a bunch of unproven people. I still don't show. Kelly Oubre is a big talker. He did not show me anything in the playoffs. He defended well. He defended Jalen Brunson well, but if the rules change, like I think they will, as far as that grabbing and holding stuff, he's not gonna be able to do that this year.
And Milwaukee is retooling. So let's not count out Milwaukee. Milwaukee's gonna be there.
And the Cavaliers are not good.
Never have been.
I'm glad for Kenny Atkinson and I think he's a great coach, but that roster is flawed.
Listen, Mitchell can't stay healthy.
He said we were naming teams that we thought were better than the Clippers, so I named a few too. Well, yeah, they are definitely better than.
Oh yeah.
Then you're right. Boston, Philly, and Cleveland are better than the Clippers right now. Yes, I'm glad.
We were just strictly talking about Western Conference.
Yeah, but we were just in the Western Conference.
The Clippers are going. They're basically in rebuild. They don't want to admit it because They just don't want to admit it.
They don't want to admit it because they spent all that money in that arena.
That's it. You can't tell the people we in rebuild mode, but we get ready to go into a new arena. That don't go together. So they can't come out and say it.
Right.
But they're in rebuild.
Absolutely. Mike McFadden, hey, my big brothers and my big sister, love you. I love you too, man. Good to see you. As
God
always.
bless. And bro, I saw that you came. You had your procedure done. I'm happy for you. We're supporting you. We're cheering you on, bro. We love you, man.
Love you, Mike.
Thank you.
And we're here for you. Please let us know if you need anything.
That's right.
We're here for you. We're here for you. Orlando Wood said, yeah, the Donald Sterling's racist comments. Lawrence Frank. Yeah, Willie. Lawrence Frank Lawrence Frank disappointed me because when he was in Brooklyn, he was a sharp basketball mind. I don't know. He done got out there to the Clippers and all his basketball mind and went out the.
It's something about that building, I think. It's just something about
That's why they moving.
Well, why the Lakers ain't moving? I just asked. That's all.
We're not there yet. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. Shelly Pender. I like iHeart, but Tibbs used him effectively. He may not. That's a valid point, Shelly. And I don't think enough people are talking about this aspect of things. There are certain players who are just great in Tibbs' system. And we saw that with Joakim Noah. We saw that with Luol Deng. We saw that with
we saw with Derrick Rose in the twilight of his career as a Knick. We saw that with him.
We saw it with Derrick Rose.
When we were going on that playoff run, that first one, Derrick Rose was our primary guy he would go to when we were bogged down in the office. He would bring in Derrick Rose because he thrived in his system.
Taj Gibson is another one who he built his entire career playing in Tibbs' system.
And we'll probably have him again on another 10-day during the season.
Quiet as well, he just signed a deal with Charlotte, so he'll be in Charlotte this year. They brought him in to mentor their young bigs out there.
Nice,
Charlotte.
Great move.
And shout out to him as well. Him and a couple of his partners that he grew up with are doing some work in New York to where they're buying up some property to create affordable housing in the Fort Greene section of Brooklyn.
Oh, that's dope.
So, as you know, Taj Gibson is from Fort Greene. He wore number 67 for the Knicks because he went to PS 67 in Brooklyn. So shout out to Taj Gibson, a real New York guy, class act all the way around, doing great things for his home city and his home borough, even though he'll be playing in Charlotte this year. So shout out to Taj Gibson for that as well. But yeah, these are guys that thrived in Tibbs' system. And you know, Tibbs has gotten people bags over the years. People don't want to admit it, but Tibbs has gotten bags for some folks because quiet as it's kept, hot take, so-called Jimmy Buckets. Let's be real. Jimmy Butler has been good, but he has not been the player that he was when he played since he played under Tom Thibodeau.
He was in Chicago and Minnesota under Tibbs.
And was great.
Those were his best years.
Yep.
He was okay in Philly. He was okay.
He was okay in Philly.
Okay, but his dominant years.
And he was good in Miami. But again, I'm not. No, you can relax. I wasn't saying nothing bad about him. Like he wasn't washed or anything. But quite honestly, Miami's system is what wins every year. It wasn't Jimmy Butler. He was a good addition, but in terms of his individual skill set, Tibbs made him. Just call it what it is. Tibbs made Jimmy Butler.
Absolutely.
Tibbs has gotten a lot of people bags over the years. And you're talking to a guy, me and J Mac, we have been Tibbs' biggest critics since he came to the Knicks.
Listen.
Besides Davey.
But you got to give credit where credit is due. Davey loved him from the beginning. But you got to give credit where credit is due. If you look at the body of work, there are marginal players who really became great under Tom Thibodeau.
Luol Deng.
I said it, Luol Deng. Joakim Noah. These players were not the same after they left Tom Thibodeau.
What was the white point guard that was in Chicago?
Kirk Heinrich.
Kirk Heinrich.
Heinrich.
got paid under
Tom Thibodeau. Willie Green said you should look at Clint. The Knicks should look at Clint Capella, Atlanta Arcellas. Clint Capella.
I saw that, and he averaged a double last season.
I was gonna say he's a great rebounder, a great rim protector. I just question his effort level sometimes. Sometimes I feel like he doesn't give maximum effort.
But you know what? Tibbs ain't go. If he don't give it, Tibbs will yank him. You know that.
That's true.
If he doesn't give it, Tibbs ain't gonna stand there and let him not give and not let him do that. Tibbs is gonna pull him off the floor and go with it.
That's true, but I don't want to give up any more draft picks or say a Deuce McBride to get somebody that Tibbs is gonna potentially have to yank. I don't want that. I want whoever to come here. If I'm gonna give up something meaningful for you, you need to give me some strong minutes while you're in there.
But
George, what's going on, bro?
That would be a 1-2 punch, though, man.
He's saying a lot.
Robinson.
He's saying a lot. George is saying a lot.
This is what he does. This is my man, though. It's all good.
What did he say? I can't see.
He's saying a lot.
He in the comments. He says you're going to refer to Paul George as a 34-year injury-prone player. Yes, George. Let's be real here, bro. Paul George has not been. He played 74 games last season. Okay. Prior seasons, the 8 games that he missed were all for load management. That tells me, and then what happened to him in the playoffs?
I'm like Charles Barkley. Why are you calling yourself playoff P and you ain't never done nothing? Y'all got bounced in the first round by the Dallas Mavericks. They got bounced by the Mavs in the first round.
A team that they were supposed to be better than.
They were favored to win that series.
He went to the finals with that. He went to the finals, yes, with Eric Spoelstra. We're talking about Jimmy Butler now.
Oh, talking about Jimmy.
Oh, okay. I'm like playoff P.
No. But yes, George, he went to the finals without Tibbs. But we're talking about the individual player. What is happening? What's happening is we're talking about what players have done individually in certain systems versus what they've done in a more team-oriented system. People have found themselves in Tibbs' system individually and have gotten bags from playing in Tibbs' system. Yes, Jimmy Butler did go to the finals with the Miami Heat, but Eric Spoelstra is probably, if not the best coach in the NBA, he's top 3.
I'll say he's the best.
I think so too.
Yeah,
but some people.
I always look at him as the best.
I'm being diplomatic. I'm a
Knicks fan, and I'm gonna say
same here.
Spo is the best.
He always been the best to me.
Eric Spoelstra is a fantastic. Yes. I stand 10 toes down on that. Tibbs made Jimmy Butler. Go back and look at the numbers throughout Jimmy Butler's career. Go and listen to Jimmy talk as how he talks about Tibbs. He speaks lovingly about what Tibbs did for his career. Tibbs made Jimmy Butler. Even if it was just through pushing him to get the best out of him, he made Jimmy Butler. Let's just call it what it is.
But can we stop acting like that's not for most players in the NBA either?
Somebody made somebody, right? Somebody made somebody.
Let's just be real about LeBron James when he went to Miami Heat. Come on, can we talk about that? That's when he really discovered himself and who he really was when he went to Miami Heat. Let's be real. And he got that influence.
Spoelstra.
Under Spoelstra.
Come on, so we can't be sitting here acting like that's not true. Come on.
This is a good point about Clint Capella.
Quickly just got paid.
5 years,
Emmanuel
175.
Quickly just got the bag.
5 years for 175. Yep.
He just got the bag, not because of what he hasn't even been in Toronto a full season, and he got the bag based on what he did in New York under Tibbs' system.
I gotta address this point to my boy George here. He says, my point is this: referring to PG as injury prone before calling him an all-star is crazy. I don't have to call him an all-star. He is. He's an all-star player, always has been. But that all-star caliber player has not translated beyond the second round of the NBA playoffs. And oftentimes he has not been there because of injury where it came time for playoff rounds. So I don't have to call him an all-star. That goes without saying. Nobody say we're not questioning his stature in terms of his talent. Paul George is an all-world talent. The question is, can he stay healthy on a team long enough? And again, Father Time is undefeated. He's not getting younger. He's 34 now.
And can he show up in the clutch? That's the other issue.
And he's 34 now.
He has not shown up. Listen, the one time he did get to the Western Conference Final was in the bubble. They made it when he was in the bubble. Paul George shrunk in that series. That's why LA got. That's why they never got to play. They never got to play LA.
Yep.
This comment right here is comical.
They were supposed to, in the bubble, he hit the side of the backboard. I never forget, hit the side of the backboard, a 3-point shot.
So George, tell me this. He says Tibbs has done nothing but shorten people's careers. For argument's sake, I'll give you Derrick Rose.
Let me know when this is over.
No, stay here, Keisha. I'll give you Derrick Rose simply because of what happened with the torn ACL. Even though
wait.
that's a freak injury.
I ask this question to you, D-Lo. He said careers with an S. Okay, that's what I want to go. Okay, continue.
Yeah. So I'm gonna concede Derrick Rose for this argument. Give me one other player that Tom Thibodeau is just one other player that Tom Thibodeau is responsible for their career being shortened.
Please don't say Joakim.
There's another name, and I hope he don't mention this name. I hope he don't mention. Cause who else? And I'm not a Knicks fan.
Jimmy is a 20-point per game career scorer. Absolutely true. Who were his formative years under to become that player, George? Who were those years under? Go look up go ahead and look up. Who were those years under?
Minnesota and Chicago. You got to go look
before he got to Miami.
Yes.
And he became known as this big game player. And again, rightfully so. He had to get there.
Me and Dre was talking about that today. How Butler had to build himself up to get to that point.
Exactly.
You got to go look at the stats. I'm a Miami Heat fan, so I'm being honest and real.
He built that under Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, you got to go look at the stats. It took a minute for Butler to get there. It did.
But when it comes to the Clippers, we know who has not been there.
Kawhi hasn't been there more than
more than PG. I hang some blame on both of them. PG has his moments, but I agree. Kawhi Leonard has been he's been the invisible man with the Clippers.
Yo, he stuck them up for that contract. He got that. Yo, he robbed them.
Was that because of Tom Thibodeau, or was that because Joakim Noah just was fragile?
And I knew that's why I said I knew he was gonna say Joakim Noah. Listen, that's not because of Tom Thibodeau.
George said he needs to be on this live. You know what? We're on every Tuesday, bro. If you're not busy, if you want to come on next Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, because we're going to be closing up this part of the show because we got to move on to other topics that we got to get to. But if you want to come on next Tuesday, let me know. DM me, and I will send you the link, and you can come on and be with us from 8 o'clock next Tuesday. I would love to have you on. I love your perspective, and I love the fact that we can debate. This is my man. And he talks basketball, he talks sports, he talks wrestling. So we definitely want you. Bet he records his own podcast on Monday. I was supposed to do his podcast with him a couple weeks ago, but I kept missing the messages. But we're gonna have to do a back and forth. I'm gonna have to come be on your show, and you're gonna come be on ours. Gonna definitely do that. Definitely, bro. Definitely, all love. We're gonna support each other. Get both of our podcasts going viral. That's the plan. But so yes, next Tuesday, V. George Smith is gonna be on with us. It's gonna be. No, nobody is Pat Riley. Pat Riley will always be the GOAT to me. Listen,
you know who Pat Riley is.
Pat Riley is the man.
Pat Riley's the Don. We know he's the Don.
I'm still mad at him for the way he left my Knicks, but I'm gonna give the man props.
Y'all.
He is the great. Listen, it was a great business move for him.
They gave him part ownership. I can't blame him.
Listen, Mickey Arison came to him. This is how it went down. Mickey Arison came to him and said, listen, I need to rebuild this team in Miami. I'm going to give you carte blanche. Come down here, coach this team, be the president of basketball operations. I'm going to give you ownership stake. For the record, he did go back to the Knicks and said, I need to be president and I need part ownership. At the time, ITT and Cablevision, well, it wasn't even so much Dave Checkers, but ITT and Cablevision were joint owners of the Knicks, the Rangers, and the Garden. Because it was corporate owned, they could not offer him part ownership.
Right.
So he took the Miami deal. I ain't mad at him. I mean, I'm mad at him, but I ain't mad at him.
Right. I'm disappointed, but I'm not mad. Yeah.
Listen, Pat Riley is in any year that Miami makes the playoffs with some of these rosters that they've had over the years, some of these players, to me, Pat Riley is executive of the year every year, as far as I'm concerned, because he makes something out of nothing seemingly every year. And he saw something in Eric Spoelstra. Eric Spoelstra was his video coordinator. Do you understand the people that he skipped over to get the head coaching job because Pat Riley saw something in him? This man had Stan Van Gundy on his sidelines. He had who was the other one? He had Stan Van Gundy. He had a great group of assistant coaches over there, and he chose Eric Spoelstra.
Let me tell you how much of a don.
And it was genius.
How much of a don Pat Riley is. Spoelstra was going through his divorce.
Right? Remember?
Oh, I'm about to. Oh yeah.
You remember?
Oh yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Oh yeah. Spoelstra was going through his divorce, and Pat Riley said, "I'm not going to extend you now. We're going to wait till your divorce is over." And
right. That way she don't get none of your money.
That way she don't get none of your money. She can only get what you got now. We're going to wait till that's over. And I think a week or two later, not even a month later, a week or two when that joint was final,
boom.
Extension.
Everywhere. You saw the extension and everything, how much he was getting and everything.
That's a
right
dawn.
after it was done.
That's
pure
a
genius.
dawn.
Pure
okay?
genius.
Everybody was calling him the GOAT.
That is genius. A dawn move. That's a boss. That's a dawn. See, that's how we say it in the 90s. The dawn.
The dawn.
That's a dawn.
He was the dawn. Said LeBron tried to get Spoelstra out of there. He sure did. He'll never admit it, and his boys won't tell on him. But all know what happened.
LeBron tried to get him out of there. Yeah.
LeBron definitely tried to get him out of here.
They bumped heads.
And him trying to get him. No, they didn't bump heads. Your boy.
He went to Pat Riley and tried to get him fired. Pat Riley was like, "That's my guy."
Keisha's suffering from fan brain right now.
He does that.
George, we might have to reschedule your time to come on because after that comment, no,
we're not rescheduling. George is on next week. George is on next Tuesday. So, but yes, that's absolutely true. LeBron was trying to get. He went to Pat Riley and was like, Pat Riley was like, "We don't do that here. That's not how this works. That is not how this works." He tried to go over Spoelstra's head.
He didn't.
And Riley said, "This is my guy. You want to go? You can go." But the coach is staying.
Look how he's treating Butler. He ain't playing no games.
Listen, when my man came out and said Jimmy Butler needs to shut up, that's basically what he said. Like, he was diplomatic, but he was basically saying Jimmy Butler needs to shut up. Like,
you could see it on his face. He was
right.
pissed.
He wanted to say something else, but he's realizing I'm getting older. I can't say what I want to say anymore.
It's the new NBA. I can't talk like I used to.
I can't talk like I used to talk.
Right. Can't say everything.
But basically, Jimmy, why are you talking?
Basically, that's
you
what
home.
Saying.
You home.
No, he was in, what was it, a Cancun or Aruba drunk?
But that's just it. You're not. The playoffs are going on. You're not playing, and you're talking about. You shouldn't be saying anything about anybody.
But that's what he said. He basically said it like that.
That's what Pat Riley said.
Shut up! Like, what are you doing?
I loved every minute of it too.
I enjoyed it, and it just reinforced why I love Pat Riley so much, and why, as much as I want to hate him, I can't. I think Pat Riley was probably one of the greatest things that happened to the Knicks. I won't give him credit for the organization's turnaround completely. I got to give that to in the early 90s because Dave Checketts and that group,
and
they had already started. They had started that turnaround before they hired Riley, when they had Rick Pitino and that group, and that started the turnaround. But when Riley came in, it kicked it to a whole different level, and that's when the people started taking the Knicks seriously again. And, I will always credit Pat Riley for my childhood as a Knicks fan.
Listen,
and enjoying those runs in the 90s.
He got something out of nothing. If you look at that Knicks roster, man, the Knicks had
it was Patrick Ewing and a bunch of role players. It was Patrick Ewing and a bunch of role players.
Had no business. They overachieved, that team. You look at that roster. They really overachieved. We didn't really have any shooting. We just had rebounding and size. That's what we had.
And defense.
Yeah.
He had, and that's the genius of Pat Riley. He accentuated the strength. He realized we can't be Showtime here. So I've got to find out what these guys do better than anybody else. And the funny thing was, it started with his superstar, who was both his best offensive and defensive player. So we're going to rely on Patrick on the offense, and we're going to use Patrick's tenacity to catalyze everybody else on defense.
Yeah.
It was in New York that he coined the phrase where he first walked into the locker room and wrote on the board, "No rebounds, no rings."
Yeah.
We got to hit the glass better than anybody else.
That roster had no business being as good as it was. I mean, if we got to be truthful, Knicks fans,
listen, they won 60 games one year. How?
That's what I'm saying. That team overachieved. It really did. Outside of Ewing, I mean, you had a John Starks who was working in the Speedway.
As much as people want to give credit to the Detroit Pistons for the hard-nosed time of the NBA, of a truth, it was Pat Riley and the New York Knicks. He slowed the game down in the 90s. He made it in vogue that if we don't turn the ball over, get quality shots, and play through our superstar and defend well, get the rebounds, we will be competitive. It worked for 5 years.
For 5 years, man. Yep.
A trip to the finals, 3 trips to the conference finals, and got out of the first round every year under Riley.
Every year.
It worked. And that cannot be discounted. You got to give Pat Riley his flowers. You have to, if you're an objective fan. Speaking of which, I got to segue into our next conversation before we get out of here, because it's important. So again, if you saw our caption that we posted on our blurb before the show, you know that there's been a firestorm going on in our church folks group chat, and it centers around J Mac to turn his hat around. It centers around number 9 that plays for the purple and gold, LeBron James Jr. He should have took off her glasses. Let me get ready to duck because the fight getting ready to break out right now. And right on cue, Pastor David Wright joins us. No, George, stay here. Stay. This is going to get good. This is going to be good. You want to see this. Stay. Don't leave. Don't leave, George. So, here in our group chat, there's been a discussion going on for the entire week. 2 weeks. Well, really, yeah, since the California Classic, which was the first summer league that started. We don't really count that one because the one that started on the 12th, this past Friday, is the one that really counts. This is the one that has all 30 NBA teams. And we've been tracking the stats of LeBron James Jr. George said, no, you got to stay, bro. You got to stay. You can't leave. We've been tracking the stats of LeBron James Jr.
Yeah.
He is quite, all jokes aside, he has struggled out of the gate. There are a lot of factors that can be contributing to why he's struggling. And it has become a point of contention within our group because Bishop J Mac, myself, Pastor David, to some levels, we are realists where it comes to Bronny's game and his development. Bishop Butler, who's not with us tonight, he says Bronny is trash.
Right.
I'm not going that far.
Right.
I'm not going that far.
Right.
He's on a whole nother extreme. I'm not going there. I've said this countless times on this podcast. I want LeBron James Jr. to have a great career. George Smith says, "What up to you, Dave?"
Put George on right now.
George is coming on next week. He's coming on next week.
Is that been down?
He's the 55th pick. Yes, George, he was 55th pick, and we
I wonder if he's in agreement. I wonder.
No, George is in agreement with you as far as it not being a big deal, and I disagree with that sentiment, as I know J-Mac does as well. But I want to be clear on something, at least from my perspective. I want to be clear on something, and I think J-Mac agrees with this as well.
I'm sure
this is not about Bronny. It's not about Bronny the player. It's about his father. This is not about the kid. This is about what it has shown and appeared that his father did to get him into the league. Again, kudos for him to him for having the cadre and the cojones to even go to the Lakers and make whatever demands he made to be able to get it done. But again, it was a hijacking of an organization in order to get his way. They acquiesced to it. So, hey, it's on the Lakers at this point.
Absolutely.
But it's okay for players to struggle. This is their first pro game. But I want to say something that I didn't say in the group chat deliberately because I wanted to save it to say it here. The issue is there is never going to be a time. George, you sound like Keisha now because she said the same thing when I said hijacking. Yes, I stand by that. I stand 10 doors passenger 55.
I can't wait to
right,
like
passenger 57. Yes, passenger 55. But it was a hijacking of a draft spot. It was not, and this is. Let me say this is why, and this is why I feel like it was a hijacking. I'm gonna explain it once and for all, just so that everybody is clear. To me, it was a hijacking because of all the maneuvering that was done back channels. LeBron made these cryptic statements in the media about wanting to play with his son, and then making a statement about saying, "I would love to play with my son." So, wherever he goes, that was the original statement. All the time back then. This is when Bronny was just getting settled in USC. I don't even think his bed was warm at USC yet. I would love to play with my son. Wherever he goes, I guess I'll just have to go there. So remember, for a while, the media was saying, well, depending upon where Bronny goes in the draft, that's where he'll go. LeBron, somewhere along the line, decided that he didn't want to leave LA, or Savannah did, whoever. Because we all know Savannah's the reason why they're in LA in the first place. He's made it abundantly clear. His wife wanted to go to the West Coast. That's why he's there. I ain't got no beef with that at all. Listen, I'm a married man, and I'm sure the married men agree. The wife says she want to live someplace, we going wherever she says she want to live. That's what's going to happen. But where things began to change was Bronny, they decide that Bronny is ready. By your admission, Keisha, you said this. He missed the first quarter of USC's season, recovering from his heart ailment. I'm glad he made a full recovery. I'm glad he was able to be cleared to resume playing basketball. What was the rush for getting him into the NBA? He played 2/3 of an NCAA season after not playing basketball at all for 5 months. Again, you said that. All true statements. Total agreement with you. What's the rush? Why not go back to school for another year to develop further? LeBron and Rich Paul then decide. Now, he puts his toe in the water. In the NBA, with NBA rules, you can do this. You can declare for the draft and still keep your eligibility because you can withdraw anytime before the draft and be fine. So him wanting to test it to find out where he might be, I'm not mad at that either. He went to the combine. He did what he needed to do. But who and when was a decision made that no, he needs to come out now? 19, 5 months of not playing at all, part of a college basketball season after not playing for 5 months. I'm with two other fathers here. Which of you men with sons, because I have one too, would have put your child in the position like this? Or would you have advised them, son, let's go back to school for another year so you can get a full year under your belt and you can really completely get all the way back? Or was this done because LeBron is trying to create this legacy moment, which again is his right to do, but you're doing it at the expense.
Can I jump in here?
Hold on, Davey. I'm not done. But you're doing it at the expense of your child's development as a player. You're doing it at the expense of him having to deal with unnecessary scrutiny. All of the pressure that's on Bronny right now, everything he feels when he goes onto the Thomas and Mack floor right now, these first 3 times, is a result of his father's doing. This ain't even on the kid now. This is on the dad.
Can I say something really quickly before Davey says something? And I am going to speak, Bishop. So I want to make a point to what George just said. And you guys made a mention to that too in the group chat, talking about how next year it was going to be different, right? The NBA draft was going to be completely different.
It's a stronger draft. Absolutely.
And it's a stronger draft, right? Mm-hmm. So my question to y'all is this. Had he gone back to school to play again, do you believe that he still will be eligible to go to another team to get drafted again? Do you guys still believe? Because the feedback that I receive, that you guys think that he has no potential.
Nope, that's not. Nope, didn't say that. Only Butler. Only Butler said that. Only Butler said. Keisha, only Butler said that. Only Butler said that.
Okay, so as if there's no room for growth. So for me, I'm thinking to myself, so what if he was to go back to college, knowing because we already know, yes, next year is going to be completely different. We got some big boys, bad boys coming in. It's going to be, we're going to actually know about this draft. We didn't know about this draft. Half of this draft, be honest, they suck. It's not just Bronny who's out here not killing it. Majority of the draft is
mostly projects. It's mostly projects. I agree. It's mostly projects.
It's just trash. So had he to go back, would it make a difference? I'm asking y'all, would it really made a difference if he would have stayed another 2 years? You wanted to cuss, didn't you? I saw that. I did. About to cuss.
She was close, Dave, right? She was close.
Would have made a difference if he would have stayed. I don't know what the big deal is. And let me just explain too, because I gave you your time. Let me just explain too.
I'm reclaiming my time.
Let me just explain this too. I feel like everybody is saying that, because of his father put him in a bad situation. We don't know the conversations that's being held, because if you honestly think about it, there have been conversations and they've been interviewed where Bronny said, I want this for myself. I want this for myself. So, okay, so you guys are saying, but why push into the Lakers? LeBron was last year talking about, I'll go to any team that my son goes on, but why the Lakers now all of a sudden? Okay, we can put a question mark right there. We may not necessarily know what's going on. I personally feel like that probably could have got pushed that way because of the fact that LeBron is about to retire. He's about to retire. And he did want to play with his son. That's not, come on, y'all. Y'all know he's been saying this from jump. This is nothing new.
And again, that's a very valid statement and a valid point. But I'm not saying any of that, what you just said, is wrong. What I am saying is the way that you're going, the way that it was gone about from the outside looking in, it puts Bronny in a very difficult situation to where it's lose for him at this point. And I don't want that for the kid. I'm being honest with you. You can't see it.
It's too soon for me. You just said
we live in an instant world. You're right. We live in an instant world. So it's lose just based upon the fact of the way things went down in this moment. Now, we don't have crystal balls. We don't know what next year's draft would have been like. We don't know who would have been the consensus number one pick. Maybe Bronny goes back to school next year. He grows 2 more inches because he's only 19, so he could still very much grow. He could get to a legit 6'4" because he's only 6'1", even though he's listed as 6'4", which I don't understand. He's listed as 6'4", the kid's 6'1". But maybe he grows to 6'4". Maybe he leads USC to the Sweet 16, and his play bullies him into the first round of that draft. We don't. That's the point. We don't know. My issue, I believe J-Mac's issue. Now I'll shut up and let Davey talk. I believe that his father took that away from him because we don't know. We will never know. All we have now is what actually happened. And what actually happened gives the appearance of his father manipulating his way into getting his son onto his team.
Not the manipulating.
That
all right.
Rich Paul makes a statement. He's Bronny's agent. Nobody else draft Bronny because if anybody but the Lakers draft him, he's going to go play a year in Australia.
And by the way, I'm just jumping in here. By the way, there's no proof that any other team wanted Bronny. But
right.
But I digress.
But
I
he
digress.
He played. But he did.
Phoenix worked him out.
They did.
They worked him. No.
He only worked out for Phoenix in LA.
No.
Phoenix in LA.
Those were the only teams that he would work out for.
Davey.
Those are the teams that he said that he wanted. He said it himself.
Those are the only teams that he would work out for. Yes.
Just because you work out for a team, does that mean they're going to draft you?
Oh, somebody picked me. I got recent history.
Davey,
there's a guy that wears number 30 for the Golden State Warriors.
Just because somebody works you out, does that mean they're going to draft? Listen, they worked out, the Clippers worked out Kobe Bryant and didn't pick him.
Del Curry.
Wait. Didn't the Clippers work out Kobe Bryant?
Yes, sir.
They did.
And did they pick? And they had the top 5 pick. Did they take him, D-Lo?
No, they did not take him.
Okay, so that don't mean nothing.
But
Charlotte picked him and traded him for Bloody Divac.
They sure did.
Exactly. So again, just because you work out for a team doesn't mean you're going to stay there, and it doesn't even mean you're going to get picked.
But what's the problem with him going to LA? I don't understand that.
There is no for Davey to talk, and I'm going to have my say.
There is no problem with him going to LA, Keisha. There's no problem with him going to LA.
And I think you're missing it.
Yeah, I think that's what. No problem with him going to LA.
No, I'm not. I understand what y'all. But this is what I'm saying.
Del Curry.
It's a man thing because
it's not because Del Curry.
Do.
Del Curry was an NBA great. His son Stephen plays for the Golden State Warriors, who had the pick right before the New York Knicks. Steph worked out for the Knicks, and Del and Steph had decided they wanted New York. So much so that Del called the Golden State Warriors and said, "Don't take him at 8. We want New York."
And what did they do?
Golden State, Donnie Nelson said, so we're taking him. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna love Golden State. Thanks. Goodbye. An NBA great had the same opportunity, but the team did what the team wanted to do. That's why it's called a draft. That's why it's called a draft, because you don't know where you're going.
So a couple of things, Bishop, and I come in peace.
Hold on. Before you get going, everybody in the comments, shout out Pastor David Wright, who just celebrated his birthday. Y'all gotta shout my brother out. He's 46 years old, the big 46. So shout out David Wright in the comments. All right, go ahead, Dave.
But I know, let's just take this instance. Carmelo got a kid Carmelo will always be known. I know he played for the Nuggets, he played for the Lakers. He's going to be known as a New York Knicks.
He's a Knick. Yeah.
Carmelo got a kid that he's coming out. Probably he's going to do 1 year at Syracuse, and he coming out.
We don't even know if he's going to Syracuse. He's going to release his top 5 school picks tomorrow.
And I can just about bet that if Carmelo's agent got on when Carmelo's son is available for the draft, maybe 26, I can guarantee you they say, "Yo, I want my son to go to the Knicks." don't draft him. That ain't gonna fly. Because if Melo's son is balling like we know he can ball, they jumping at it.
Absolutely.
Whoever want him, going to go get him. Nobody was jumping at Bronny like that. So he didn't even have to make that statement.
True.
Don't draft him, because for the first couple of mock drafts, he wasn't even in the second round. The last mock draft had him in the low 50s. So at that low 50 range, ain't nobody really checking for none of the players. If you get drafted, fine. I thought he would end up with the Lakers any kind of way, because if he went undrafted, they're going to sign him, and we still be talking about that. But Rich Paul didn't have to make that statement, because he wasn't going in the first. If he was a first round pick, this should be a bigger conversation on where he got drafted. He wasn't even in the first round. Nobody thinking about him. But my problem is when they throwing up these stats about the summer league. I'm gonna show you something. A couple of years back, Kevin Knox had the best summer league we had ever seen.
True.
Killing. Dropping 25 a game. Get to the league. Kevin Knox is just about out of the league right now.
He's a journeyman now.
I think he with the Pistons. So we can't put so much.
He ended up with somebody else now. He's no longer with the Pistons. He's with somebody
else. Look how bad that is. And he was picked with the number 8 pick. So we can't look at this boy's stats in summer league and say what he's gonna be in 5 years. Because he might.
Anybody on here is doing that, Dave. Nobody's saying what he's gonna be in 5 years. At least me and D-Lo ain't saying that. We not saying that.
Butler is the only one of this group. Butler is the only one that has already decided that Bronny is trash.
Record that said he's trash.
He's the only one.
I've never used the term Bronny is trash. Ever. You can look in the thread. I've never.
All I said was he's struggling.
LeBron likes that. He likes the thing. I know he's your GOAT, Keisha, but he likes that attention thing.
Yes.
Right.
He likes it. He wanted to break Kareem Abdul-Jabbar record with a hook shot.
He did.
He wanted to break it with a hook shot. So he's all about.
He's a showman.
He was practicing it. He's all about the moments. When he left to go to Miami, he made a big spectacle of it. So we can't blame Bronny because his father he wants that moment. And this is the moment that we ain't never gonna see again. Where a child gonna play with his father. So I'm with that, but I don't think little Bronny gonna be a star. I think he's gonna be solid. Now, what Rich Paul cannot do, they gonna send that boy to the G League. Rich Paul said he ain't going to the G League.
I disagree with you.
They gonna have to.
No, they not. I'm telling you, Dave, they not sit. Go ahead, I'm gonna let you finish.
He's not NBA ready right now. And I think he'll get more experience in the G League than he would at USC. And that's what they're banking on. They bigging up the Lakers, what they call it? They're when they working out players, they're growing players. They bigging their camp up.
Oh, in the combine.
They're bigging them up. Like the Lakers got the best group of building up players. So I guess the Lakers got some coaches that gonna coach them up, but they can't coach them up in the league. They got to do that in the G League. They got to do that in the G League. This is a rookie coach that don't know how to handle this stuff. They got to send that boy to the G League, and that's when we're gonna see if LeBron got some power and he stopped them from taking his son, put him in the G League.
J-Mac.
Well, I want to rebut that. Bronny's not. I'll be surprised if Bronny is going to the G League, because if he's going to the G League, that means he can't play with his dad. Opening night, that boy gonna be on the floor. I'm telling you, opening night, LA, Bronny is playing with his father in that. Was it the crypto arena? That's
Crypto.com arena.
Crypto? Yeah. He gonna be up in there. He's not going to no G League day. Now, What should happen is he should be going to the G League. I agree with you. That's what's supposed to happen. He's supposed to go to the G League. He's not. That's not going to happen. He's going to be on the roster. He's signed. He's got a guaranteed contract. Number two, we keep saying, "Oh, we shouldn't be criticizing him. Give him time." You know what this reminds me of, Dave, D-Lo, Key? You know what this reminds me of? When disgruntled ex-Knick fans be like, when the season starts, they be telling us it's too early, it's too early, it's too early. So when do you start to criticize Bronny? And I'm saying this because I got 3 examples. Anthony Bennett. Do y'all know who Anthony Bennett is?
I was just reading about.
First round pick by the Cleveland Cavaliers.
First round pick of the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? Was a star in college. Killing it. He comes in, out of shape. They criticize him. Kwame Brown.
Bucket of trash.
And how long did he stay in the
Anthony
league?
Bennett was a bucket of trash. I'm sorry.
How long? Right. How long did they stick with Anthony Bennett? 2 years, right? 2 or 3 years they tried. Did they stuck with him, Cleveland?
Yeah.
They stuck. Okay. Next, Kwame. How long did Kwame Brown stay in the league?
About 11 years.
Did he ever pan out? Did Kwame Brown ever pan out, guys?
He never became what he was supposed to. He had flashes,
I
but
think
he never
had a solid career, but he was
flashes.
not he was not the next Shaq as if they suppose.
Was it full of criticism?
I mean,
According to Stephen A. Smith, yeah.
For everybody, it was full.
He was getting killed.
I mean, for the most part.
Stephen A. killed him, but he was
George,
getting killed by everybody.
George said Anthony Bennett changed my oil last week. He did a
There
great
you go. There you go. I got one more. Michael Olowokandi.
Oh, the Candy
Did he
Man.
die?
Yes, he did.
He died.
Wait. Michael Olowokandi. My point is, all of these guys were top picks and got killed and got criticized.
Sam Bowie,
Darko
Milicic.
You go down the line. They got criticized.
You making my point.
Understand this.
I think you're making my point, McCants.
No, I'm going somewhere with this.
Come on, preacher.
Now, y'all remember. Don't tell me you don't remember this. This was in the season last year. LeBron, your boy Key, LeBron James said, and people were offended. Players were offended. Do y'all know what I'm getting ready to say? He said, my boy, Bronny, is better than the players in the league right now.
He said that.
And was he lying?
What?
Yes.
He was lying.
Yes, he
Was
was lying.
he lying?
Who is Bronny better than that's in the league?
Hold up.
We're not talking about anybody that just got drafted. Of the players who played last year in this past season, who is LeBron James Jr. better than?
Davey.
Hold up.
Did he say? Wait, hold up, Keith. Davey.
Oops, he definitely did say that. Yes, he did, George. He said it.
He said that.
Go ahead, Keith.
He said that. But hold up, let me ask you. Maybe the wording wasn't correct. I give
he
him
better
that.
than Thanasis.
Can't do that, no.
Maybe the wording wasn't correct.
George said he's better than Thanasis, which, interestingly enough, Thanasis has requested a trade from the Milwaukee Bucks.
To figure that out. That dumb guy.
You can't change up his words.
No, I'm not saying. I didn't say that. I didn't say to change up his words. I'm not changing up anything that he's saying. No. I'm holding 10 toes down on what he said. So he mentioned that. But my whole thing is this: as a father, are going to sit up there online and trash your son? And somebody comes in and ask me a question. My question. Is anybody going to trash their freaking child online when it comes to anything pertaining to their seed?
Nah,
he was
tell me that.
was doing just like Davey said. I'm answering. He was doing just like Davey said. He was being a showman. What LeBron should have did, nobody asked him if his son was better than anybody in the NBA. He volunteered that. He shouldn't have said nothing.
Why?
He should have said nothing.
Why did he need
Why
to?
he can't say that? It's just like how we can say that we
Why
the
does
best
he
podcast
need
in the
to?
world. What's the difference?
Why
does he need to say that?
But what made a
does he need to say it?
difference? It doesn't make a difference anyway because
It did make a difference. That's why he's under pressure right now.
He's gonna have the pressure regardless because
No, but he's putting it on his son. It's different if it's different it's different if anybody from the outside is putting pressure.
Thank you, George.
It's different if anybody from the outside is putting pressure. But Davey, are you gonna openly put pressure on your son? Openly?
Thank you, cuz my cousin said you're putting an unnecessary target on your child's back.
That's what he did. That's what he did.
I'm gonna say this because
let me ask you this, Davey. Yeah. Let me ask you this. God bless your dad. Rest his soul, right? If you mean to tell me that he gonna sit there and say, yeah, my son, he gonna root for you and say, yeah, my son is the best organist in the world. What's wrong with that?
But my father would never say that.
Right. There you go. There you go.
So it's a man's thing. So it definitely is a man's thing. It has to be
my father.
It gotta be a man's thing.
He would always tell the musicians that are already there, yo, Davey coming along.
Right.
He coming along. So he would, if he says, yo, he the best, that puts the pressure on me to be the best.
Yep.
And that opens me up to criticism. Yo, the Godfather said he the best.
Now
but this
he got to go out there.
Now
he got to go outperform Melvin Crispell. He got to go outperform James Hall. He got to go outperform Stanley Brown. Are you crazy? His father would have been nuts to do that to him.
And when LeBron said that, that's a slight to his team. If you saying my son is better than half the league, you saying he's better than half your team.
So it's a man's thing.
That's not a man's thing.
It is a man's thing because I know females, us women, we don't have no problem saying that. That's not putting a target on my child's back.
If you
we
do
don't
it
think it from that perspective.
If you do it unsolicited. We're not talking about a situation where nobody said Bronny. Nobody said, "Hey, LeBron, evaluate Bronny's game right now." Nobody asked him that.
So
you
basically, okay. So you
basically. But what you would say, but the chance you went down the line. You said Olo Candy, Anthony Bennett, Kwame Brown. These are all #1 picks.
Correct. That were busts.
They deserve criticism. You cannot criticize the 55th pick.
Okay, I'm coming for you. I'm glad you said that.
Go ahead. Because I was glad you said that.
Because in the history of the NBA, it may be 5 55th picks that did anything.
You got to do it quick, J-Mac, because we got to go. Go ahead.
Can I respond? Davey, is this a normal 55th pick?
Nope.
What?
Davey.
It's LeBron James' son.
No. Hold up. Is this a normal 55th pick? I need your honest answer.
Yes.
No, it's not. Keisha,
yes, it is.
No, your fan brain is showing. Your fan brain is showing, Keisha. Your fan brain is showing.
David.
It's not enough. It's LeBron's son.
Exactly. That's not a normal 55th pick.
Hold up.
Are you kidding me?
Wait a minute. Can I finish? Can I finish my point? And I promise, Key, I'm not going to interrupt you.
No,
George,
it's
not normal. George, it's not normal.
It's not a normal 55th pick because of the circumstances that it was picked at. That's #1. The way it was picked. That's #1. This 55th pick was not a normal 55th pick that was picked. Can you agree to that?
Nobody don't want to talk now.
Can you agree?
I don't know who he asked. He asked Davey. He's talking to Davey.
You and Davey.
Oh, I agree. It's a normal 55th pick. Yes. Yup. Yes.
What's
and
normal?
I'm not just saying,
what's normal about it, Keisha?
Can I make my second point then? Since we're gonna have fan brain tonight, Davey never answered, so that lets you know something. Davey never answered yet.
I don't need Davey. We don't need Davey.
I know you don't. Dave, Is it a normal 55th pick? I'm going to ask
It's not
for
a
the fourth
normal
time.
55th pick because it's LeBron James' son, man.
Correct.
And it's the way. Was it picked as a normal pick?
Yes.
George, it's not about the agent. It's about LeBron James.
Did the process to pick this pick happen normally at 55 like it always has? Did that pick get picked that way?
Oh,
No.
hold on.
You're not letting me finish, kid.
Okay,
You said you was going to let me finish.
Go ahead.
I sat here all night and
Go ahead.
waited.
You did. You waited. You was itching.
I sat here all night and waited.
Go ahead.
Number 3, Dave. Name another 55th pick that has a guaranteed contract coming out of the summer league.
Before the summer league.
Give it to me. I'm waiting. Both of y'all do it. Give it to me. I don't want anything else, Keisha. Answer my question. Has there ever been another 55th pick that's been signed?
No.
No. So it's not a normal 55th pick.
Let me ask you
No,
this.
you got to answer my
No.
question.
I just answered you. I said no.
You didn't answer it.
No,
You
I
didn't
just did.
answer
I
it.
said no. We haven't had
Okay.
that.
So that's the end of it. It's not a
No.
So
Oh,
it's
you're
not a
not
normal
gonna cut me
55th
off.
pick.
Stop. No. Tell me when ever have we cared about a 55th pick? If you want to get on that, tell
Yes.
no. I want to know when the last time we cared about a 55th pick. When it has been so important that a 55th pick. Go ahead, D-Lo.
Tag me in. We cared about the 55th pick in the 2024 NBA draft. The 55th pick was cared about this year because
of what?
Because of whose child it is.
Exactly.
And I'm not done. And all of the maneuvering that was done to ensure that he was the 55th pick.
Thank you.
He is not the first one that has ever done that. He is not the first one that has ever done that. He's the first one?
No.
Educate me.
No, George made the point that agents do that all the time when they call. Yes, they call around and do that with first round picks. But again, it goes back to my point, though. If you're going to make those kind of demands, you're going to have unnecessary scrutiny. Let me go to a whole different sport real quick. Eli Manning, who was a great quarterback for the New York Giants. The San Diego Chargers had the number 1 pick that year. His daddy Archie called San Diego and said, "We not playing for you. Don't pick Eli." They acquiesced and they traded him to the Giants. They traded that pick to the Giants. Eli wanted to play for the Giants. Eli stunk in the first 6 games of that season. He was criticized. Go back and look at it. He got killed because of the way things were maneuvered.
Kurt Warner played the first half of the season.
Sure
and
did.
Then they brought Eli Manning in and
he
they
stunk.
killed him. They killed him because he wanted to come to New York. He stunk and they criticized him. You cannot do all this maneuvering
because Kurt Warner was going to lead them back to the and Kurt Warner was just coming off of a Super Bowl berth.
Y'all can criticize him and talk all y'all want.
No, my point is that was a number 1 pick. And the criticism, because see, what you seem to be defending is the fact that this criticism is coming. It has to come because of the nature of who he is and the things that were done behind the scenes. So whether you're a number 1 even though this was a number 55, this number 55 was treated like a number 1.
Exactly.
This number 5 was treated like he was at the top of everybody's draft board.
None of it is Bronny's fault. None of it is Bronny's
fault. None of it is Bronny's fault. That's the father. Exactly.
It's just
One point.
We have never, and I've never said it.
George, how is
D-Lo say it?
I can't wait till next Tuesday. George, you're going to have to explain to me how it's not.
People don't remember this. D-Lo, you going to remember this, and you might mechanics too. The greatest nigga of all time in my eyes is still Patrick Ewing.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Ewing Jr. was in the NBA draft.
He was.
And he was on the roster.
2008, he was in the NBA draft. The Knicks didn't draft him.
Did not.
Sacramento Kings drafted him and traded him to Houston.
They did.
He was horrible. It was better for him to be horrible somewhere else than to be horrible if his dad manipulated him to the Knicks.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true.
So if Bronny, if he's going to be horrible,
right?
If Bronny going to be horrible, I would rather him be horrible somewhere
else
than being manipulated to come to the Lakers. But again, that's not on Bronny. Draft people, 55th picks can't choose their team. Maybe a first round pick, they got room to maneuver, but 55th picks cannot choose their team.
So who chose him? Who chose him?
I gotta put some blame on LeBron, put some blame on JJ Redick, because JJ Redick is saying some stuff at these press conferences that ain't nobody asked him to say neither.
Exactly.
And put some stuff on Rob Pelinka and Jenny Buzz. It ain't just a LeBron James thing, because I bet you if he was still in Miami, Pat Riley wouldn't have drafted him.
Exactly. And that's why I'm saying this is not a normal 55th pick. It's not. The way that it was made, the way it was done, the process that it happened, you can't say, well, we got to give him the same grace as the other 55th picks. You cannot. I'm sorry. You can't. And you can't even compare him to nobody else in the draft. I mean, you could. If you want to compare to everybody else ahead of him, fine. The bottom line is nobody maneuvered for them. Nobody maneuvered for those guys. He got maneuvered in. So that's why he's going to get the scrutiny.
What will it take for you to be cool with how this whole thing went? What would LeBron James Jr. have to average for you to be good with all?
No. All I'm saying is
that boy can average 30 points and we still going to talk about it.
No.
We are. I feel like it's never going to go away because of the fact of how he got into the league.
Well, we said that to you in the chat. We said that to you. And that's the problem. If he does well, he's going to get criticized. If he don't, he's going to get criticized. LeBron did this to him.
Correct.
That's what we telling you.
I feel like he was going to get criticized no matter what because of the fact that he's still LeBron James' son.
No, if he would have went to another team and they would have drafted him normally, this wouldn't be going on right now.
If LeBron James, no, don't get me wrong. Because he is LeBron's son, there is always going to be a certain amount of eyes that are on him.
Yeah.
But the level of criticism that he's getting right now is honestly, it is only magnified because of the way things move prior to the draft.
What if they probably didn't give him? If they didn't give him a deal, I think that probably would have made a difference. No, maybe
yes, it would. Yes.
Maybe if they didn't give him a deal,
if he had gone undrafted, and honestly, if he had gone undrafted and then the Lakers signed him to a two-way contract, which is common in the NBA, no one would have cared.
No one would have cared.
I doubt that. I doubt that.
No, I'm gonna say why, and you mentioned it earlier, Davey, because he wasn't on anybody's draft board anyway. So him not getting drafted in a draft where he wasn't a high prospect anyway wouldn't have raised any eyebrows, and it might have been a great thing because it would have been better PR for the Lakers. They would have said, "Well, the Lakers are going to give Bronny a chance. He went undrafted, and so they're bringing him in on a two-way deal." That might have been better for him.
That's the only point I'm making is that once all of this shenanigans went down the way it did, and it came out like this, Bronny is in a lose-lose situation for the rest of his career. That's all I was saying. It wasn't no hate. It wasn't no I don't like him. It wasn't, I hope he don't average 30. He is in a lose-lose because his father got in it. His father should have stayed out of it.
I want him to come out the next game and go 9 for 9. I do. I want him to make
every right shot. Now. He's 0 for 15 from three-point land right now.
He is.
He needs it. And then you got ESPN. We didn't even talk about ESPN. Every day, all they talk about is Bronny. They don't talk about no other draft picks.
But we already know why that is, though, bro.
A father and son playing on the same team is unprecedented.
I'm not saying I don't know why it is, Key. I'm telling you, it's added pressure to the boy. That's what I'm telling you. You want him to be treated normally, and it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
I'm not saying that he should be treated normally.
Yes, you did. You said he's the 55th pick. He's not a normal 55. He's not a normal 55, sis. I don't care how you say it. He's not. He's
George
not.
says,
to me, he is.
I know to you he is, but to everybody else, he's not.
George says a father and son playing on the same team is unprecedented and should overshadow all of this. If there's no manipulation, George, it should.
Right.
But you yourself, George, did say that LeBron himself is a serial capper, and he's made mention of things regarding his son leading up to these moments that didn't need to be made. Because the thing, again, I am with you 110%. This should be a great thing. Two black men, a black father and his black son. This would be amazing. But the father is such a polarizing figure that darn near acts as a narcissist sometimes. And I'm not calling LeBron James a narcissist, but I'm looking at some of the tendencies.
He's borderline on it, like you said.
I'm looking at some of the tendencies. This is something that shouldn't even be about him right now. This is something that should be about his kid who overcame the heart issue.
Davey, do you realize
who's able to still get himself back to playing quality Division I college basketball after missing 5 months? This is Bronny's story. Dave, and I'm gonna use Keisha's favorite word again. And LeBron is hijacking Bronny's story. LeBron is hijacking Bronny's story.
Dave, you asked me a question. You asked me what would it take for me. I don't have nothing against him. I want him the next game to average a great shooting percentage. I want him to hit some threes. I want that for him.
I want him to light Vegas up tomorrow night.
Because every game he does it, it's more added pressure.
It's only gonna get worse. He shot an air ball in that game yesterday. That was a wide open air ball, and I felt bad when he missed that shot.
He was in the corner and shot a wide open air ball.
No, George, we don't. And let me be clear, I don't hate LeBron.
I don't go with the hate.
What it is.
How old is he?
That's what it is, George.
How old is he? Wait, D'Lo, how old is he?
George like my age.
George is around our age.
And he talking like these millennials using the word hate. I'm surprised.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna let y'all finish it, and I'm gonna close out. I want to be clear on something for you younger people, because Keisha, you're not my generation either.
Yes, please give them the definition.
You have to understand that criticizing someone for what they do is not hating on them.
It's critiquing.
If you are in the public eye, I have a right to be critical. You're on here, Keisha, with 3 preachers. We are critical of each other. If I get up in my pulpit and I bomb, J-Mac gonna call me and go, D'Lo, what was that? What? If Davey missed a chord on the organ, I'ma tease him. That's my brother. But we're in the public eye, which means we are open to criticism. And it doesn't mean I hate on Davey. Doesn't mean J-Mac hates on me. It means we messed up. It happens.
And we have a difference of opinion.
Hey.
I don't hate LeBron because I think that this is a poor way to use his celebrity and a poor way to use his leverage. And I feel like he is taking away his son's ability to be able to carve out his own destiny. That's not hate. That is me looking objectively at what he's displaying.
Your opinion.
And critiquing it. Yeah, which is my right.
Yeah.
Well, what about Dwayne Wade opening up his nail thing with his daughter, with his son?
Good night, everyone.
We're done. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
No, hold on. Where you going? We're not
doing that.
LBJ here.
Because Dwayne Wade about to start a nail line with this girl, with this boy girl.
He can absolutely overstate concern. Listen, my son is playing basketball now. I coach his team. We had a game late in the season at the end of last season. We had a game late in the season where my son was stinking up the joint. You know where he finished that game? Sitting next to me.
You benched your son?
I benched my son in the fourth quarter because his focus wasn't there. And I needed a win to make the playoffs.
Dave, I heard the story of how you learned how to play. I heard your father tell this story. He didn't care about your feelings.
Right.
He took you down. What? He took you down to Grace Tabernacle, threw you in the church, locked you up in there, and said you ain't coming out until you play. He didn't care how you felt.
No feelings.
He didn't care.
Sure did. Locked me in for 3 days.
Locked you in for 3 days. I know your testimony. And your father didn't care how you felt. He didn't care if he criticized you, and he didn't care if you didn't like it.
It's a man's thing. I get it.
That's not a man thing. After I benched my son, he came up to me after the game and hugged me and said, "Thanks, Dad. I was terrible."
It's a man's
thing.
thing.
Your father locked you in and didn't care how you felt. You got criticized by your father, I'm sure, before he locked you in that church.
Oh, Ted, we're not even going to talk about Cayenne. Cayenne dropped 40 yesterday in a summer league game for high schoolers. So, man, Cayenne is on a different planet.
All I'm saying is, this guy, Bronny, I have nothing against him, but he's open to criticism like everyone else is. And we should not be coddling him because he's a 55th pick. As a matter of fact, because he's a signed 55th pick, he's got a guaranteed contract.
4 years.
He's got a guarantee.
4 years.
He's got a guaranteed contract. So he's not going to the G. He's going to be right there on the bench.
Jalen Brown said it last night while he was in Vegas.
Yeah, they read his lips. Yes. They read his lips. They got
what he said.
He tried to walk it back, but they caught him.
Jalen Brown, his girlfriend, and Angel Reese were all at the game because the Vegas Aces are playing Chicago Sky tonight. So Jalen Brown was, because his girlfriend plays for Chicago Sky as well. So they went to the G League last night.
The Summer League.
The Summer League last night before they had the Chicago Sky had to play the Aces tonight, and they were sitting courtside. And they had the camera on them, and they were at the Lakers Celtic game, and they was talking to each other. And Jalen Brown looked at his girlfriend and was like, "You think Bronny?" He was like, "I don't think Bronny's ready." He said it.
He said it. They caught him. They caught him mouthing it, and then he tried to walk it back, but it was too late. They had him on video. They had him. And that's why you see them got to be talking like this with their hand over their mouth. He should have did this. It was too much media coverage there.
You know what, Ted? You brought up a great point as well. And I didn't even think about this. Thank you, Teddy Morris. There really wasn't a rush for Bronny to come out. His NIL deal was for more money.
Exactly.
He had an NIL deal in college that was already paying him.
The rush is not for Bronny. It's for LeBron. LeBron ain't going to stay forever.
Exactly.
He's about to retire.
Exactly. And that's why I feel like he hijacked his son's moment. And whether he came out after as a sophomore, whether he came out after his junior year, but every year it would have been better, I believe. And again, I recognize I might be in a minority, but I believe that he would have benefited from going back to school for at least one more year.
And especially coming off a heart.
Yeah.
He
didn't play for 5 months and missed the first third of the season.
And now you throwing him in the NBA. I'm sorry, that's a lot for a kid to try to play through and learn on the fly. That's a lot. That's a lot. The Knicks draft pick, Dadier, he said, and he's been playing over in France in their professional league.
NBA
he had a
is
horrible
different.
Game Saturday. You know what he said? He said, "I'm not used to the speed. The 3-point line is further back than I'm used to." He said, "No." He said, "I gotta get to work."
But George thinks he's going to be in the G League.
He's from France. He averaged like 6.4 points a game.
No, in France, Diate was killing.
Right.
The Knicks draft pick was killing in France.
In France, no, he averaged more than that.
Yeah,
and again, I'm not just talking about Bronny's points. I'm talking about overall. He's 0 for 15 from 3.
3-point range.
He's 0 for 15. 0 for.
I will give him this. He has great defensive instincts. That is absolutely true. He has great defensive
That might be
instincts.
his niche. That might be his
They
game.
said that he's doing great on defense, though. But we know, y'all, that not every player comes into the league and they're automatically shooters. They could be good defenders. Like, we know that. Like, we know that his brother is the best overall player. His brother is better than him. We know that too. We said that.
That's true. But
so he may not be
what's going to happen in that draft? What's going to happen in that draft?
Bronny ain't gonna have to maneuver nothing.
Bryce ain't gonna have to worry about it.
And he's not gonna try to get Bryce on the Lakers.
He might, who knows?
He ain't gonna be able, because it sounded like Bryce is the first round pick. And you don't got that power. And that's the Lakers tank and get the number 1 pick.
Well,
because Bronny is 6'8" now.
They set themselves up to tank this year.
George, I got.
And then if the Lakers tank to get him, then we're gonna talk about that. Yo, the Lakers tank to get LeBron's other son. He manipulated the Lakers.
It's a never-ending story.
I mean, that's if they tank.
But Dave, whose fault is that? I go back to my question to you. Whose fault is that?
LeBron James.
It's LeBron James' fault because he's been great. He's been really great for a long time.
He had like somebody picking on him. That's
what is wrong with a father doing that? What is wrong with a father doing that? What is wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with the father doing that when the father owns the company.
Thank you. He don't own the team. He's an employee.
Oh my God. All right.
There's nothing wrong with the father doing.
All right.
I'll give you a perfect example out of my own life. When I lived in New York for a number of years, I worked for Raymore and Flanigan. Raymore and Flanigan is the largest furniture retailer in the Northeast. Y'all see their commercials all the time. For those of you who still live in New York, y'all know that Raymore and Flanigan is a huge company. I was a manager in the showroom across the street from Kings Plaza Mall. It's a $25 million showroom. I was one of the bosses there. When Neil Goldberg, who was our CEO, when his son was graduated from college, he came by our store and we were talking, and he said, "I'm sending my son over here to you. He's going to take over the company one day, but I need him to learn every aspect of the business before I put him in a position to even try to lead this company." And so he sent him to train under me for 6 months. He could have very easily just made his son the vice president, but he valued his son's development more than his ego and said, "I can't turn this legacy over to someone who's not ready to inherit it."
Ooh.
So yes, you need to go and sit with one of my better managers and learn the showroom aspect of this business. Because if you don't know how it works down here in the trenches, I can't trust you in the boardroom.
That was beautiful.
Bronny is not being given that opportunity. He's being thrust. Right. Your boy is being thrust directly into the lion's den.
I'm so surprised at you.
I'm not. She dealing with it.
No,
her fan brain is overloaded.
I'm saying
it's coming out her ears.
No, I'm not. It's not coming out my ears because of the fact that everybody's story is different. Just because it doesn't align to what you agree to, how you want to go about it is completely different.
But it does. Thinking, y'all.
Everybody is different.
But Keisha, it does. There are some things that are just tried and true techniques. And one of those is development. This is why teams spend so much money on player development. This is why This is why there are scouts that are going to high school and college games and not just not looking at how a player is playing in that game, but how is this player going to develop in our system?
He's not doing it right now.
No, he's not, because he can't.
Okay.
His father took that from him.
I was saying the Lakers, they are saying that the Lakers have the best player development system in the league. That's what I was trying to tell y'all. That's what J.J. Redick was saying.
Which is crazy because they haven't developed because their entire none of their starting five is homegrown.
Dave, that's what I'm saying. They don't even
But I
have any
digress.
homegrown talent there. So how do we know that? They don't have nobody homegrown there
None of the
at
starting
all.
five is homegrown. Nobody.
Not one player. Not one. Other than who they just drafted. That's it.
Connect.
That's it.
Who looks good,
Now,
by the way.
he's killing.
Connect looks good.
And let me say this,
all right,
G,
George, I'll give you that. Austin Reeves is homegrown. So Austin Reeves is the only player of 15 on that. But the claim is we have the best player development staff in the NBA. You've got one homegrown player on your roster. You got one.
I don't see nothing wrong with LeBron getting his son drafted. I don't see nothing wrong with it. But also, just know, because he's not a normal 55th pick, he's gonna be open for scrutiny. Now you gotta be okay with that.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. When y'all be talking in the group chat and y'all be saying and calling things out, I'm okay with that.
Alex Caruso is no longer in LA. We're talking about who's still in LA. You because notice I'm not talking about the Knicks homegrown, because none of our homegrown, the only homegrown guy we've got left is Deuce McBride.
But as Davey was talking, when we was talking about points and stuff, that's what's making me like, why are we going there? Why are we even talking about that right now?
Kuzma was traded.
Talking about that.
Randall was traded.
So when are we supposed to talk about it? That was the question I asked. When is it okay to talk? When is it okay to talk about it, Dave? When is it
Brandon
okay to
Ingram
talk about
traded?
Because I made my point about the Knicks. You know we go through this every year with people that be getting on us as Knicks fans, telling us it's too early, it's too early, it's too early. So when is the right time to start criticizing Bronny? I want to hear it.
Once he has went through, I think he's not a normal 55th pick, but let's give him the grace of a 50. He's not.
He's not a normal 55.
I agree he's not, but he deserves the grace of a normal 55th pick.
Yes, he does.
You can't. No. You can't double talk that day. You trying to double talk it now. You cannot double talk it.
Because he can't come in there and then we, regular people gonna scrutinize, but the real ballers and the people that are there, they're gonna be like, yo, let's get this dude some time. I know his pops put him in a bad place.
Okay, got it.
Let's see how she develops.
When?
I'd say at least a year from now.
So we got to give him a whole 82 game season?
I don't think he's going to be on the Lakers for 82 games. He might start the season, but he got to end up in that G League. He has to.
I think
D-Lo, tell him he's not going to the G.
I think he ends up in the G League, but he will not start the season in the G League.
He's not going to start there.
He's not starting the season.
He's not starting in the G.
LeBron gonna send him there. He's gonna tell him, yo, my son ain't ready. He ain't ready. He ain't ready for this back and forth. Let's get him some more development. That's why I signed with y'all for 2 years.
After he gets his moment, after LeBron gets his moment in game 1, where he gets to be on the court with Bronny, even if it's just for 2 minutes.
After that one alley-oop, thank you, son. Go to the G League. Get yourself together.
That'll probably be what happens.
Let me just make this one last point, and I finish. I just
Lord,
want to
my
make this
aunt
point.
is on here. Okay.
I just want to say this. Bishop, you talked about, everybody has been talking about, how to put the target on Bronny's back and everything like that because he's LeBron James' son and XYZ. When I was growing up, everybody knew my sister Tanya Carter. Everybody knew she was the baller. She was the big time baller in Huntington, Long Island. She had trophies. Her trophies is still there in Huntington High School right now. Name on everything. Rebounds, everything. Even with me growing up playing ball, they still had that certain expectation for me to be just like her. And no matter what, every time I step foot on the court, they always said, yo, you better be like Tanya Carter. It's going to come regardless. And that's my point. And I always had to raise the bar to try to match where my sister was. And me and her played two different positions. She was a 3, I was a 5. And I still had to add up to where she was. So what I'm saying is that regardless of the fact, if he was a 55th pick, the 42 pick, 100 pick, it don't matter. He is still going to be a target because that's his son. That's his son, period.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I heard your story. Wonderful. And I'm not being sarcastic. I think that is great. Did your sister put the target on you?
Yeah, there was times that when we was on the court, I'm telling you,
No,
I'm
no.
being transparent.
Wait. No, let me say. Did she go to a local newspaper and say my sister got to do what I do? Did she go in front of the media and put an unfair target, or was it just banter between y'all going back and forth?
When I was in
Because
JV,
what I heard from you was her reputation dictated that. What
so
she
let me go.
did dictated that, and the trophies and everything, and the people in the crowd did that. But never once did I hear you say. So that's why I'm asking, because I
So
didn't
I'm
hear you
gonna go
once say my
so we can
sister.
go deeper. When I was in junior high school, my sister knew her coach that coached her was still there. She came in and she said, "This is my sister. You put her on the team, she gonna do X, Y, Z." And because of her, because of who she was and who they knew she was, yes, they gave me a chance on the team because I did not know how to play. I wasn't a baller. I was not a baller like that. My sister put the ball in my hand and showed me how to play, but I still wasn't a baller. I wasn't in love with the game like she was. But
How
when
much
she
pressure
came,
did you feel in the beginning when she did that?
how much pressure did I feel?
Mm-hmm.
I felt pressure because of the fact I didn't love the game. Because I
Okay.
did not love the game. There's
So
a
there
difference.
was no pressure of having to live up to your sister's words to that coach.
What are you talking about? Yeah, it
You
was. Because it
you
was.
you
It
you,
was at one point.
you
I
made my
did not
point, honey.
love the game. No, because
You
I didn't
did.
love the game.
But
No,
that
no, no.
you
Because
not
I
loving
didn't
the
love the
game
game.
notwithstanding, and that's fine, and that's for you. But if you didn't love the game, but maybe you wanted to play, if your sister doesn't go into your junior high and make that statement about you, then what happens? There's no pressure on you to perform at a certain level. You get to go in there and you don't have to deal with it. Now, you obviously handled it because you became a great ball player in your own right. Kudos to you for that because you put in the work, and I'm proud of you. But there was pressure on you that you didn't deserve because your sister said something, quite honestly, out of turn about your skill when that skill wasn't quite there yet by your own admission.
But what I'm saying is that so there was pressure on me because of the fact that I was not skillful. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
I was
absolutely.
not as skillful, but I knew that I was not as skillful, right? But I was
Mhm.
on the team and I wasn't really in love with the game like my sister was. But
Mhm.
when she put me there, I mean, when I guess you could say that, but when she helped and put me there, I started to realize and understand maybe it's something that my sister saw in me that I didn't see in myself.
You
And it's the
use
same way as LeBron.
you
Maybe
use
it's
the
something that he's seen within his son.
you
There's
use the
nothing
pressure
wrong
as
with that.
motivation. There's nothing wrong with that, and you use the pressure as motivation. And like I said, kudos to you because you did the work. But in the beginning, I'm sure it was hard because you had to get to that point. You said you weren't in love with. You had to develop that love for the game. You had to put in the work to become the level of ball player that you became. And again, kudos to you for that. Bronny now has to do that. Here's the difficulty, though. He has to do that in front of 10 million eyes every single day now. You didn't have 10 million eyes. Maybe you had your coach and the 12 people that were your teammates and the other schools that played against your sister before in Huntington. But to have to do this on a daily basis in front of 20,000 people just in the arena night in night out, to pick up a newspaper and know that if you go 3 for 13 you're going to be on the back page of a paper and not for a good reason. That's a lot of pressure. My thing is the dad should not be adding to that pressure. It's already hard enough. Like George said, the James on his back is a target regardless. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Don't add to the pressure, Dad. It's already going to be hard enough for your son. It's already going to be difficult for him because of who you were or not even were, because he still is, of who you are as a basketball player. You're the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. You're a 4-time NBA champion. You're a multiple NBA MVP and multiple-time NBA All-Star. This boy of yours is not just your son, but y'all got the same freaking name. Don't make it. It's already hard for him, and that's by default.
So you're saying he should be quiet throughout this whole process?
Yes. And he should encourage Bronny behind the scenes. He should push Bronny behind the scenes. He should get the best out of Bronny behind. He should pull Timothy Wright and lock Bronny in the gym and say, "You don't come out of here until you hit 100 in a row. We got to get you ready." But like Pastor David said about his father, he never said those things publicly. He never said anything about it publicly. He just let the work tell the story. We all know Bronny needs development. So you don't say something like, "My son is better than half the NBA now." Stupid. You just put a target on your son's back. Nobody else draft my kid. I want to put. Shut up. Even if that's what you want to do, that's great. Talk about it within your talk about it at family dinner. Make the plan together at family dinner. I don't care.
Don't talk about it openly.
Don't talk, because that's what creates the unnecessary pressure. There's
and I'm gonna tell you, you're not a Laker fan, but you know the Laker work. Lonzo Ball, his father did the same thing.
Yes, he did.
He put all that pressure
unnecessarily.
On Lonzo Ball, and I think he was like the second pick. Still today, he hasn't lived up to that.
No,
Patrick Beverly said his first game was against Patrick Beverly. He said, "I'm picking him up 94 feet."
Sure did.
He picked him up 94 feet because your pop said you better than all of us. Your pop said you the next this, you the next that. And he ain't even LeBron James. He's just LeVar Ball.
Yeah.
It's similar to what's happening with Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. Everybody did all this talking about how she's the savior of women's basketball. And what happened the first half of this WNBA season? They knocked her tail all over the place. And in Caitlin Clark's case, it wasn't her. It wasn't her camp. It was people who saw her play and people who believed in her ability. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's enough pressure already. Now, if she had a mother who played in the WNBA before that, why would her mother then put unnecessary added pressure on her when your daughter is already coming out as one of the best college basketball players to ever do it, the leading scorer in NCAA history for women? Now she's coming into this league, and we talked about it. You saw what those women did to her for most of the beginning of the season. Why would you, as a father, as a mother, why would you want that for your child? Especially if you can help it. If you know he's going to be a second round pick, really shut up. Because
I'm going to tell y'all, because Savannah's a very strong black woman.
Yes, she is.
And Bronny still lives at home.
That's right.
He's still living at home. If this becomes too much and she sees something different,
she's going to yank him out the league.
She's going to step in.
She be like, you got to stay home now. You can't play.
Because she don't play.
You can't play now.
She gonna step in, yo, LeBron, chill with all this pressure. Let them do what they're gonna do with him. If you gotta go to TV, let them go. Take your hands off. You lived your career. You lived your moment. He got the alley-oop to you. Let's let him live his life.
Right.
I feel that coming. Something like that is coming because he's not ready for the league right now, and many other picks that were picked before him ain't ready. What that boy? He said he's hard. I don't even know who the first pick was. What's his name?
That tall.
There you go. We don't know nobody in this draft. This is a throwaway draft. So why not?
Yeah, it's here. What we gonna do?
What we gonna do? We gonna see what it's gonna be. That's what
we're gonna see what it's gonna be.
We're gonna see what's gonna happen.
We're just gonna see what's gonna be. And LeBron, I guess, in your words, D-Lo, he just gotta shut up, be quiet.
And again, it's no hate to LeBron. I appreciate his body of work. My big brother in the gospel, Pastor Byron Harden said, "I can put up Bronny."
We gotta log off. No, we really gotta log off. No,
Pastor Harden, stop it.
In my jurisdiction.
I know that's my big brother. He's welcome here anytime he feel like it.
I'm
my
big
brother. Of him. But listen, and again, there's no hate toward LeBron. I respect everything that he has done. I have the same feeling for him that I have for Michael Jordan. And as a Knicks fan, that's the way it's going to be because I'm a Knicks fan first. So again, I don't hate Michael Jordan. I will always respect Michael Jordan. As far as I don't have a GOAT debate. I don't get into all of that. As far as I'm concerned, LeBron and Michael Jordan are the two greatest ball players that I've ever seen. And I'm going to leave it at that. Because, different eras are different eras. But I will say what LeBron does off the court sometimes, those are the things that give me pause. I will never speak badly about his body of work. He has been an amazing ambassador for the game. He has done amazing philanthropic work in his hometown of Akron, built that school, raising money for charities. He is all of that. But then some decisions, I'm like, bruh.
I get it. Bishop said it too. Bishop McCann said it too. He said some things he just can't rock with. And that's cool. I mean, I feel like every player, you got some players that we just can't rock with.
Listen,
and that's cool.
David will tell you, when we started doing this podcast 2 years ago, when we were just doing post games after Knicks games, I was one of the biggest killers of Julius Randle. While David was on here like, no, we got to rock with Julius. We're going to be all right. And now I love Julius Randle. David will tell you, I was looking at Julius Randle like, bro, I wanted him traded. I did. I'm not even going to lie to you. I absolutely did. For a bag of potato chips and a 50-cent soda. We're going back to the 90s. It's going to give me a tropical fantasy and a bag of Bonton chips. They don't even make Bontons no more.
They sure don't.
The Utz company bought Bonton. That's why you don't see Bonton no more. It's they Utz now. But we're going back to Bonton. Like, I wanted him traded for that. But now, I love Julius Randle, so I give people a chance to grow. But if you bad, I'm going to criticize you. If you suck, I'm going to criticize you. That's what it is.
I mean, we do it all the time.
Oh, there he is. Okay, I couldn't see you. J-Mac is back. As we get ready to get out of here.
Yeah,
J-Mac, I'll let you have the last word.
I'm in the car.
He in the car. He in the car.
He just dip and leave.
No, I'm in the car.
Listen, he in Georgia in the Georgia heat.
Yeah, yes, Lord.
Brother, you not up in New York?
Oh, no. I'm down here in the dirty South.
Well, it was 100 degrees up here, so I know it's hot.
Bring some hush puppies back. Bring some hush puppies.
Yeah, it was about 105 down here, 104.
Jesus.
Dr. Harden said that before
MJ,
there was no book.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
You're going to get beat up in church, Keisha.
And let me say this, y'all. I don't hate LeBron either. I was listening to you. I don't hate LeBron. What I said was I didn't like what he did when he threw his team under the bus in that Dallas series. I said I lost respect for him. LeBron is a top 3 player. I put him up there right behind Kobe and Mike. He's top right there.
I say top 5.
Okay, top 5.
Yeah, Davey got his list. His list.
I put him top 5. I put Magic in front of him. I put Magic in front of him.
George said MJ is the go-to. Yeah, he do be wearing them bootcut pants everywhere. I don't know what's up with Mike and them bootcut pants.
He still wear those.
Still wear bootcut jeans after all this time.
To this day.
Now, LeBron has been a great ambassador for the league.
He has been. Absolutely.
But like D-Lo said, and I agree, there's just some things like why are you volunteering this? Like, you don't have to say that. Like, you don't have to say it, like, come on, bro, you run the league. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. You run the league.
So I will say, Keisha Carter will say this.
Wait, let me do this.
Wait a minute now. I'm driving on these country roads.
I'm
giving you the floor, Keisha Carter. Go ahead.
Keisha Carter would say this. I am a 100% LeBron James fan. He is my GOAT. Michael Jordan comes second. But okay. I'm going to say this. LeBron James, please be quiet. You're talking too much. There it is.
Thank you. That's all, sis.
And that's all it was.
All
right.
I agree.
The Lord has delivered from fan brain. Hallelujah.
After 2 hours on the altar.
This
was such a tarry service tonight.
But I got delivered, huh?
You got delivered. You got delivered. Hallelujah. You got delivered.
There's power in the room, okay?
Wait. God said, oh, Lord.
I agree. He needs
George said you gave up the ghost. She's been delivered. Yes.
You need to be quiet.
She is finally. Listen,
and that's it. That's as far as we go. That's it. That's it.
Listen,
now I'm gonna tell you, Keisha, all of y'all on here.
Yeah.
If he starts the season miraculously, he gonna be on the Lakers on that first game. Bronny. If this boy dropped 25 points, 10 assists, it's gonna be hard for LeBron to keep his mouth shut.
Oh, he's not gonna keep his mouth shut.
We know
he's not gonna keep his mouth shut.
He's not gonna keep his mouth shut.
If this boy backs it up, LeBron can say all what he wants. If this boy backs it up, but for right now, he got to be quiet.
Okay, he'll be cool. I'm gonna pray.
Listen, I like I said, I said it in the chat, and Keisha was ready to jump all over me. I was like, he struggled. She's like, struggle? I'm like, yeah, he's struggling. It is. That's the truth. You know, I'm not making it up.
Just really triggering, hijacking, manipulating.
You millennials y'all get all triggered over words, but if we're using the words in their proper context,
I bought you a 3-meat
sandwich
from Buck.
J. Mike is talking to his wife. All right, so if he's doing that, you know, if that's what's happening, that's what's happening. You know, the word is the word, but. You know, what is this George said? He said, but who cares what he says?
That's my
as long as he's giving me 25, 6, and 6, he can lie all
That's my list. LeBron, Jordan, Kareem.
LeBron, Jordan, Kareem. Okay.
That's my order.
All right. That's fine. Again, I don't get
Magic after that.
I don't get into GOAT debates because, like I said, you know, I saw different people at different times at different eras of basketball. Rules have been different. You know, different people were allowed to do different things at different points. So, you know, Jordan was the greatest of his era. LeBron has been the greatest of his era. You know, so I mean, I'm not going to compare them to each other because they played in two totally different dispensations of the NBA, as far as I'm concerned. You know, what was allowed in the 80s and 90s when Jordan was running amok is a lot different from the 2000s era where LeBron has ruled the court for the last 20 years. And, you know, nobody can take that away from him as far as individual statistics go. Do I feel like LeBron should have won more? I do. But, you know, that doesn't take away from what he has done individually as a player and for the game of basketball as a whole. So come on, dispensation. Yes. Wait, Dr. Harden says your list is weak. Oh, wow.
Wait. It was y'all doing top 5 lists?
No, but go ahead. Brother, go. You do it.
They was doing top 3s.
Go ahead.
Don't get Harden started. Don't get Dr. Harden started.
You already know, right, David? You know Dr. Harden. He'll go in.
Bro, go ahead. Give me your list.
I put MJ at 1. I put Kobe at 2.
Oh, okay. I forgot Kobe.
I put Magic at 3.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, I put Magic at 3.
Okay.
And I put LeBron at 4, and I put Bird at 5.
Ooh.
Okay.
I got this.
So George, we go. Hold on, Dave. I'm gonna give you a list. I want to deal with this. George, bring this argument next Tuesday. You and I are gonna have this debate next Tuesday. You're saying that LeBron faced tougher competition. I'm gonna show you where that argument doesn't hold water. Go ahead, David.
I got Magic at 1. I got Kareem at 2.
Kareem at 2. Okay.
I got Jordan at 3.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I got LeBron maybe at 4, and I got Bill Russell at 5.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's not a bad list.
And the reason I got Magic at 1, can you imagine if he didn't have HIV?
That's true. But George, you said LeBron was 14-4 head-to-head against Kobe, and what? LeBron, but it's
ain't
not
nobody
LeBron
does manage a triple double with AIDS.
LeBron against Kobe, but it wasn't LeBron against Kobe, and you've got to remember that. You know when we talk about greatest of all time, of course, Dr. Harden, you can speak. Oh look, no, we're not.
No, we don't need you. No. No, we're done. We're done.
This is what you do. Tell Bishop that one of his members is acting clean up right now.
We're done.
Tell Bishop one of his members. No, George, it's not
listen,
LeBron against
Zion
Kobe.
Cathedral ain't thinking about that right now. They got the great Stanley Brown on board now. They ain't thinking about that.
That's huge. That's huge.
They ain't thinking about this.
That's huge.
Bishop ain't thinking about this.
That's huge. But no, it wasn't LeBron against Kobe. We're talking about the greatest of all time. If you want to put LeBron ahead of Kobe, that's fine. But we're talking about individually in terms of statistics, not in head-to-head matchups, because somebody could be poor against someone head-to-head, but that doesn't mean that they don't have a greater body of work. Because if you're going to use that logic, then the people who have the logic that Jordan is the GOAT over Kobe because over LeBron because Jordan went 6-0 in the finals and LeBron is 4-6, you have to allow them that as well. You can't rebut that if you're going to say that because LeBron beat Kobe head-to-head 14-4 in individual games between their teams, then how can you then say that Jordan is not the GOAT?
Listen,
you're essentially saying that Jordan is the GOAT then because Jordan won more titles and is undefeated in the finals.
And he was MVP in all 6 finals. That's another thing. He was MVP in all of them.
Uh-oh. Look who's here.
Oh! But Bill Russell got 11 of them. The Cavs, he got 11.
We doing the extended
He got 11, but
bro, you missed all the fireworks
at that time.
But Keisha has been delivered from Church Brain.
Yeah, we had on the water for 2 hours tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry, from Fan Brain. She's been delivered from Fan Brain. She done went off the camera. Keisha's been we tarried with her for 2 hours plus, L. But we got her delivered from Fan Brain.
And that's it. One thing. That's all y'all get.
We doing an extended show tonight as I walk over this Brooklyn Bridge.
Well, what you doing walking over the Brooklyn Bridge?
Where you coming from?
Wait a minute now. Hold it.
All right. Well, it's been great, everyone. We appreciate you all coming on.
How's Fan Brain doing tonight?
No, Fan Brain she's been delivered from Fan Brain.
Let me tell you something.
Uh-oh, Lord. You about to trigger her.
Let me tell you something.
She done got triggered all over again.
Weeks,
you see,
okay?
we done did all right.
We've been at it for 2 weeks. I need you to act right. Don't do it this very last moment, okay? Me and Bishop is doing good. Me and Bishop McCann, we all right. I did my
Booker, did you say Bronny was a bum? He has no potential. Did you say that?
Trash.
He did. He said
he was trash.
I said he's trash. He is trash. Trash, and he trash. Trigger trash to trash.
I want to make sure we pull up.
See, I didn't go that far. I want to
make sure we pull up the last 2 or 3 episodes and when he was talking about something else. I need you to remember what you say, just like you remember them scriptures. I need you to remember what you be saying. I need you to remember.
Join us next week. We'll have, along with our regular panel, we will have.
Is it a trash can?
Trash. Trash can on the Brooklyn Bridge.
On the Brooklyn Bridge.
Trash.
Next week, B. George Smith will be.
We didn't even touch WWE tonight.
We didn't even get to
WWE. We gotta touch that next week, please.
We're gonna get to some WWE.
It's horrible, right?
As well. L is out there polling people, random people on the Brooklyn Bridge. This is crazy.
It's trash.
Oh my God! Somebody said he's trash.
This is Church Guys Sports Show, and we have an individual here who is on the Brooklyn Bridge. This young man, and I asked him, "What does he think about Bronny? What you think about Bronny?"
He's okay.
He's okay.
He's not overrated.
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 Oh my God. L is picking up. Oh my God.
He's overrated. First of all, L is doing Bridge, baby.
He's doing live interviews on the Brooklyn Bridge.
The bridge is over.
Wait, that's the wrong bridge. That's Queen Bridge. That's Queens Bridge. That was Queens
You got
Bridge.
Metro? Why you ain't got no service?
Thank y'all for coming out tonight.
Pastor Dave, see? I told you I was light stuff. I was light stuff.
Like, L was bad. That group chat was wild.
Man,
I still say there's potential for him.
Listen,
I say the same thing.
I am all for the boy getting a chance, but at least be good.
So you tell the rest of the league to be good. You tell the rest of the draft.
Well, when you get a chance and go back and listen to the podcast, you will hear. Which, by the way, tonight's podcast will be available on all podcasting platforms: iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. It'll be available tonight at midnight. After I've had a chance to edit some of the stuff out.
This was one of our best shows. Y'all gotta go back and listen.
I'm blocking everybody.
It's a long show.
Maybe we good.
So, El, when you get a chance, you listen it back. You'll hear we talked about that very thing, and understanding that the issue is not so much with our issue is not with Bronny. We know struggles are going to happen, but LeBron has put an unnecessary target on his back, and that's where the biggest problem comes in, and that's where the problem has been. So again, I want to thank you all. Thanks to Sam Jennings.
So we're giving him a pass. So
No. We said he is subject to criticism, and LeBron's fans have to be okay with it.
I don't want to hear D-Lo. I want to hear J-Mac. D-Lo is too politically and diplomatically correct. I don't want to hear D-Lo.
J-Mac agrees with me.
Let me hear no. Because
he does.
So let me hear J-Mac. I want to hear.
Go back and watch.
Really
we ain't got time. We don't got time.
I will give you. This is the highlight. I'll give you the highlight that I said. I told Key and everybody on here, you can't judge him as a normal 55th pick. This is not a normal 55th pick. Now that I did, I said that tonight. I got chewed out by Key a little while, but she came around. She did recognize finally this is not a normal 55th pick because of the way that it was picked. It's not a normal 55th pick.
I agree that it's a normal 55th pick, but I said that LeBron is talking too much. That's what I said.
See, she doesn't agree that it's a normal. She thinks it's a normal 55th pick. I said that it's not.
And we all said that it's not. She's the only one that says that it was a normal 55th pick.
Davey said it too.
No, Davey said he agreed that it's not a normal 55th pick.
Davey said that we need to give him grace. Davey?
He said we should give him grace, but he said he agreed it's not a normal 55th pick.
He deserves the grace that every 55th pick gets.
Okay. That's what he said.
But it wasn't a normal pick.
And it's not a normal 55th pick, not because of him, it's because of his dad.
His daddy.
Who his daddy. If he was the third pick, it wouldn't be a normal third pick.
Exactly.
But Dave, you said he deserves the same grace as a 55th pick.
This guy is showing garbage cans.
But is he going to get it?
No.
Okay.
No, he's not going to get it. He's absolutely not going to get it.
That's all.
I'm going to give it to him.
My name is Bronny. My name is Bronny.
Sign him off. Sign him off.
Come on, Butler. Come on, man. He's a kid. He's a kid, Butler.
We're all signing off. Y'all can continue.
No, wait a minute. Wait.
That's what I feel about
Butler, we gotta go.
Okay, we can sign off. I have no problem with that. But Davey just said he's a kid. So are the rest of them kids.
Are you calling them trash? Are you calling them trash?
Listen, hey, if they all gonna be trash, they all gonna be trash. We know one thing. This little boy was heralded as the prince.
That is
prince.
His father did that. Yes, his father did that.
He was heralded as the prince.
And that's why we all agree, right, Keisha, that LeBron needs to shut up.
His team held the Lakers and the NBA hostage and told everybody, don't pick him. The Lakers picked him. If it was that much of a big deal, they should have picked him at 17. I'm not mad at them picking Bronny. I'm really not. Go on. Live your life. But don't come up in here stinking up the place when somebody else could have got that pick. You dead
come
wrong.
on. Don't even start. No.
But they would be stinking it up too, Butler. Anybody they would have picked at 55 would be stinking it up just like him.
No,
but they don't have
true.
guaranteed money, Dave.
They don't have guaranteed money. He's the only 55th pick in history to get. Wait. The only 55th pick in history to get a guaranteed contract, Dave.
I think my
you can
demon
look it
is
up.
coming back.
Why is he allowed? Key,
L, no.
Do not stop.
You bringing the demon back. You bringing the demon back.
I'm here. Do not stop me. I'm here. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, Lord, he done went macho, man.
I'm here.
Jesus.
Why is he allowed to trash up the place like this, Key? Key, I swear
Who
right
is
now.
not trashing up the
Listen to
place
me.
right now?
Key,
Who
right
is
now,
not trashing up the place?
I swear right now, Key.
Nobody else on the draft is trashing up the place. You had the number 2 pick right now has what? How many points he dropped the other day? How many points he dropped the other day?
Key, you know you was being petty with that. Look at
How
the rest
many
of his
points he
stats.
dropped the other day?
Look at the rest of his
Ask me a
games.
question.
Look at the rest of his games. He had 3 points the other day. But look at the rest of his games. I'm sure he didn't struggle like that.
He's 0 for 15.
like that.
Butler, we already told her. He's 0 for 15 from three-point land in 5 games.
Who else is not? Who else is doing better in the league than him? Who?
Who else's father held the league hostage?
George, usually I have better control of the show than this, bro. Usually I have better control. This topic has been hot. This conversation has been brewing for 2 weeks, so I got to kind of let it get out so we can get the show back on track next week.
Like your friend with the missing hairline and block you because you're getting on my nerves, okay?
Not the missing.
No,
anywhere. Keisha, no.
You will not block me. You will not block me. I promise you will not block me. I have way too many phone numbers for you to block me. I'll get through. Trust me. I'll get through. Bishop Timothy Wright said, God got away. You can't go over.
Hairline. Not the
Timothy
hairline.
God's got away.
Timothy Wright said, God's got away.
You must come in at the door.
You will not stop me.
Oh, he's the way.
He's
we
the
will
way.
have this conversation, King.
If you want to be Jesus,
you know that right now.
You got to live right.
I put everything
you must be saved.
You must be saved.
I would put everything in
From
my
Marvel
bank account. If I had you,
you must be born again.
You must.
If I had you and Bronny on the court right now, I'd put everything in my bank account on you. Because I know he's trash.
If me and you was on the call, you better put money on me.
Oh, all right.
Now, wait a minute.
Good night, everybody. I gotta go.
We gotta go.
Wait a minute, Tootsie.
I gotta go.
Wait a minute.
We gotta go.
Wait a minute. Let me help you. Go. Let me tell you right now, Monica McCall. Don't play with me.
Thought you was about to call her Monica McNutt. So she was nice too, though.
Respectfully,
I dunk on girls.
Respectfully, this is over.
I dunk on girls.
Respectfully, this is over.
Thank you all for joining us tonight on Fan Guys.
I'm glad I was able to come
podcast.
on. I'm glad I was able to come on and stir up a little trouble. Fan brain is
delivered.
Thank God.
Shout out to V. George Smith.
I want to hear her say it. I want to hear her say.
She said it earlier. You missed it.
No, I did. I missed it, but I want to hear her say it again.
She confessed her
deliverance. You want to hear
you.
She confessed her deliverance already.
I only agree to one thing. Don't take it too far.
So you still have fan brain? We gotta have another Terry session for you.
I only agreed to one thing, and I said LeBron is talking too much. That's all I said.
Shout out to Pastor Byron Hart and my big brother. Shout out to V. George Smith, who will be with us next Tuesday at 8. Shouts to Sam Jennings. Shouts to my cousin Chris Lodeholt, Ted Morris, everybody. Noah Bullard, I saw you for a little while. Wayne Christopher Allen, my little brother. God bless y'all. Glad to see y'all. Shelly Pender, Willie Green, who was on with us for a little while. Thank you all for continuing to support this podcast. Again, tonight, midnight, or thereabouts, because it's already 10:44, and I got editing to do now.
Can I ask a question before we leave?
Lord. Yes, Del. Yes, L.
Are our numbers going up without Boston fans?
With our Boston fans? I haven't checked any Boston fans.
Are our numbers going up without Boston fans?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Sign off.
I mean,
that's just what I wanted to know.
But I never got into that conversation with the people who celebrate the Celtics. I wasn't worried about that.
I just wanted to know.
Our numbers are doing fine. Because
I've been looking at the replays, and it looks like people are watching. And I was all the way in Charlotte, North Carolina, and people are telling me that they watching Charlotte, North Carolina. Did y'all see that video I sent y'all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The people are watching our show in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they root for the Knicks now. When they got the Bobcats, is it the Bobcats? They got the Hornets.
It's the Hornets.
Yeah.
So we appreciate y'all, but what I need y'all to do is I need y'all to subscribe to the podcast on one of those platforms, either on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you can find podcasts. You can find us on any of those. We look forward to you joining us. That's how you help us be able to do what we need to do to start monetizing, so I can start paying these people.
Tell somebody to tell somebody.
Tell somebody to tell somebody. That's
everybody.
Right. Tell a lot, as our bishop would say, as me and El's bishop would say, tell Lottie, Dottie, and everybody.
Lottie, Dottie, and everybody.
About the Church Guy Sports Show podcast with Keisha Carter. Again, I can't wait till next Tuesday. V. George Smith will be our special guest as well. We're going to talk some more of this. We're going to talk some more basketball. We're going to talk some WWE as we're on the road to SummerSlam. A lot to unpack. We didn't even get to the Yankees and their swoon that they've been going through. But it's so much to talk about. Again,
and I just want to say, before we leave, Rhea Ripley is hot.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Rhea
All right, now.
All right, he got it out. You got it out? All right.
Let's go.
Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. See
All
y'all
right,
next Tuesday.
I don't like this cutoff spirit y'all got on here tonight.
It's 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Okay, but y'all, this cutoff spirit y'all got on here tonight, it doesn't seem hospitable. And a bishop is supposed to be after hospitality.
I am after hospitality, but you decided you wanted to work tonight on podcast night.
Well, pray for me, y'all.
See, exactly.
I'm trying to
we'll
get
see y'all next Tuesday.
This last album is gone, and my book is coming out. I got the first print today. Your forward was amazing, bro.
Well, to God be the glory, man. It was from the heart and it was real. So,
thank you, Jesus.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to. When is it? When is the official? You know, we're not even doing this. I got to get off. We'll talk about the official launch of.
I got the.
Let there be order in the church.
Here. How you guys feeling today?
Oh, Lord.
Oh my
Have you been
God!
following? Have you been following Bronny? Bronny James?
Lord.
Have you been following Bronny James?
Yeah, he's stopping.
You haven't been following Bronny James. The police officers. Listen, this is my church. This is my podcast. It's called Church Guys Sports Show. Yeah, everybody. These are the guys in blue. They keep us safe on the Brooklyn Bridge. I need everybody to make sure y'all continue to say a prayer for the guys in blue. Continue to pray for them so that they continue to keep us safe. Thank you guys for keeping us safe.
I need you to act like you know there's a female.
Good night, everyone. We appreciate you.
I can talk to cops because I ain't got no warrants.
Good night.
See y'all Tuesday.
Yo, this is the state of emergency. Check. I need all my Knicks fans right now to grab your jerseys, your popcorn, your sodas, whatever you gotta do to get ready for this game. I don't care if you're a cheerleader, an athlete, a couch potato. We here to restore the feeling. Matter of fact, how do you say it from New York? What I say from New York? Hey, yo, let's go now.
Hey, yo, I bring that New York energy. Talking 42nd Street. Alley hoop finger roll. Ain't nobody checking me. Crossover through the legs. Step back, hit it 3. Still up in the hood, but got big baller tendencies. She just trying to get flued out to John Kennedy. Just to see the Knicks play. Make a couple memories. New York, if you ain't from here, don't pretend to be. And if you ain't rocking with the Knicks, you an enemy. Yeah, look at us. Whole city is wild. This is New York. Why y'all ever counted us out? Any game we attend, yeah, we taking it now. Fast break on the court, all up and down. Lead a garden in the pigsty. Yeah, we get it on this side. Bacon, egg, and cheese or the lobster milk with the ribeye. Either way, we winning the overtime if we get tired. Get it with the team, yeah, that's just something we live by. Hey, yo, first quarter in, we gon' turn it up. Gotta warm up first, then we taking it dub. By the third quarter in, no, they ain't catching up. Gotta stay in the lead before that shot clock buzz. If